Welcome in. We are live line Thursday night football edition. Man, we cannot catch a break with the games that we have had in prime time for the first month of this show. Tonight, it gets worse than the weeks before. The Washington Redskins travel to Minnesota tonight to take on a Minnesota Vikings team that I have actually rated third in my power ratings. Surprisingly, I had to check. I was surprised. They've been rock solid. The analytics love them. They're in the top 6 in multiple categories that I look at. So it should be a dominating performance by the Minnesota Vikings tonight. I'm joined with the boys, Anthony, Larson, Tyler, Mr. Maxwell Smart. What's going on, boys?
Pretty good.
Same shit, different day. We got NBA back, ready to bet it. See what we get on the live lines tonight.
I'm pretty mad right now, and I won't go into why I'm mad, but I'm mad.
Why?
But lots of reasons. The audience doesn't want to hear that shit. They just want to hear
I think you know what? I think that the audience would gladly hear about all your discrepancies and reasons why you're angry.
Well, it starts with my public transit experience today.
You know what? I take that back, bro. I take that back. All right, so let's talk about this game. Minnesota hosts the Washington Redskins tonight. Currently, line sits
16 and a half, totals 42.
All right, 16 and a half, total 42, right? So I think I like the under here. I think, do I want to lay 17 with the Minnesota Vikings, 16 and a half? Not really. If you gave me a free bet, I would rather lay it than take the points with this team. They are absolutely abysmal, this Washington team. But I don't think they score more than, 10 points tonight? I could see this be a 28-10, 31-10 final, and you squeak under the number. 10 might be generous. 31-7. I don't know. My gut says this game goes under. What are you thinking, Ant?
I'm on the opposite side of you in that free bet philosophy. If you give me a free bet, I'd want to grab the points. But I see why you want to stay away from it. Like when you were talking about your power ratings earlier, and you went over your power numbers on the two teams. It actually came out at 16. So I mean, based off your power numbers, there's really no value in betting the spread, anyways. But on principle alone, in spreads this big in the NFL, I never lay it. I mean, I'll never lay more than 2 touchdowns in an NFL game. But that being said, Vikings defense is legit. The Washington Redskins offense is horrendous. The Vikings need to get 35 points to push that over the total.
Yeah, I currently have
how I would look is how I'm looking here.
I currently have Minnesota third, 4 points better than an average team on a neutral field. I have the Washington Redskins 9 points worse. That's 13, 3.5 points for home field advantage because it's Minnesota. 16 and a half. So the number bears out perfectly. So I don't really see an edge on the side. I agree with you. Tyler, what are we looking at?
I'm looking at the props in this one because I can't pick a side. I just don't see one. I'm really liking McLaurin's over 4.5 receptions. You figure they're probably going to be throwing the ball a lot, being down points. He's their main receiver. He should fall into 5 catches. I'm also going to be looking at Adrian Peterson's rush props because their coach has pounded him into the ground since he took this job. And if that prop is anywhere lower than 20, I think we should bet it.
Oh, rushes?
Yeah, rush attempts.
Oh, okay.
Well,
his rushing yards is 46 and a half is what I'm looking at. What were you thinking about, like his yardage, or were you just looking at his attempts?
I was looking at his attempts. I'm not big on the yardage ones because, I mean, look at guys like Sony Michel. His yardage was probably set at like 70 for Monday night. I think he ended with like 60 yards but had 3 touchdowns. But he also cashed his attempts prop. His attempts was sitting at 16.5. I think he ran the ball 20 times. So if I can get a guy to touch the ball 20 times and fall at the offensive line, I'll take it.
Max, what are you looking at, bro?
To be quite frank with you guys, I'm not looking at much in this game. I'm looking at the college game, but there's one play that I'm interested in this NFL game is result in total. This seems like a perfect spot to take Minnesota and the under in this game at plus 100. So I'm even getting the hook on the 42.5. So I'll be looking for the three of your advice on that play before I bet it.
My problem with that is you're basically only getting 10 cents for the Vikings winning the game, right? Because you could just take the under at minus 110.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
And then you don't have to worry about the side, right?
All right. So then my next question is, if I can't do that in this game, can I do it in the SMU Houston game at plus 150 and plus 200?
What do you like for this college football game? Starts in 10 minutes. SMU Houston.
Yeah, I like SMU to win the game. I like it to go over.
That line has crashed, man. I think it was as high as like 16 maybe during the week. Yeah. I know it opened 13.5. It was at 13.5 earlier today when I looked at the game. Line's at 12 right now.
That's why I like the result in total in the game. Like, I'm just looking for an easy score, and that's how I look at this game. If we're confident that SMU is going to win, it's just a matter of determining if is the over or the under the better way to pair it up with.
With this SMU game, I looked through about multiple different college football power rating systems and people who post their power rating numbers, and all of them had this game between 12.5 and 14 points power rated. So there's really, I don't see much advantage in the total, not total, but the line. So this is actually a perfect game to try and live bet. So say Houston goes up early, and then you could come back the other way with SMU and get a better number on SMU, because I think agree. SMU does win this game by about 2 touchdowns. But
I agree.
Yeah, but there's just not enough edge on the number right now to want to take that. But this
SMU offense is legit, man.
What about the 65.5, Ant?
It's a high total, but it probably goes over.
It's been rock solid all week, I think, at that. It opened SBR odds 65.5. Pinnacle sits 65.5 right now. So I would assume it's been rock solid all week long.
Yeah, if there's not a lot of movement on the total, that probably means it's right at the number. But does what's SMU averaging? I mean, their team total's 38.5.
Yeah.
I could check.
Do you guys think that the first half is higher scoring or lower scoring than the second?
I don't know, but I don't like this Houston team at all.
What's that first half spread, Max?
SMU has scored 40 points in 6 straight games, tied for 5th nationally at 44.3 points per game. How do you like that for quick info?
That's very quick. I keep on looking at these results and totals, but now I'm looking at the first half. Because, do you guys figure that there's more points scored in the first half, or do you guys think that the way that these offenses are going to adjust in the second half, they're going to have more opportunity to go down the field, run trick plays?
I really have no opinion on that personally.
If it's a blowout, the first half over would be the way to go, because then it's always look at that 35-10 at halftime, and then it winds up the final winds be 45-17. They just run the ball out.
Quickly, quick shout out to all our boys in the chat: Rod, Josh, RKE, Yellowhammer, Connor, Brad, Damon, Nat, Deerslayer, Walps. Everybody's here. The boys are here. Welcome in, guys. So I agree with Anthony. I think that the SMU game is it's a live betting game. You got to hope Houston, who does play pretty well at home historically, gets out in front, and maybe we could see a reduced price on SMU.
Am I? Never mind. I'm not going to say that. You guys will think I'm crazier than you already do.
Well, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's a tough ask right there. So let's check SBRodds.com, the best odds page in the business, to see what the current line sits around the world. Right now, Pinnacle has this game 17. Minnesota minus 17 plus 102. 5 dimes minus 16.5. You're seeing a couple 17s now. Bovada, Bet Online, Bookmaker, Pinnacle. Wow. So the line's moving. Minnesota's taking money, but we assume that would be the case, right? The total opened at 40 in this game, which is weird. I don't know why people would think this game goes over. What are you going to expect from Washington tonight against this defense at home?
But what do you mean? Kirk Cousins has been throwing the ball down the field, and he's been doing it accurately. He's been hitting Stefon Diggs.
I mean, I think Kirk Cousins is fugazi.
Yeah, I know you guys think he is, but
I'm not a Kirk Cousins believer.
He has 4 or 5 games where he actually looks like he deserves the money he got, and then he reverts back. So
I think he's got awful, Max.
And you also have to keep in mind. Okay, I want your opinion on this. All three of yours. What do you guys think of Mike Zimmer's ATS record? I was listening to Gabe's show today, and he's talking about how there's just a phenomenal ATS record for Zimmer.
Yeah, he's 60. I think he is, since his tenure. I think he is 65% against the spread. I think that he is the number one coach, even over Belichick, since his tenure. ATS, Minnesota against the spread. I think it's 65%. I could be wrong, but I know it's he's the leader.
My question is, how many of those 65% of those wins were in this point range? Because it's a misleading number if you think about it. Because how many times was Minnesota 17-point favorite in that tenure?
Vegas had. I've never seen. When is the last time that we've seen Vegas dislike two teams so much week after week as they do with this Miami Dolphins and Washington Redskins team? The line is a joke every week, bro. The Buffalo Bills just gave 17 to the Dolphins. Minnesota 17 against the Redskins. I mean, they hate these teams. They hate them. I don't know the answer to that, Max. The first half line is 21 in this game tonight. The first half spread is Pinnacle's hanging 9.5. It's 9.5 or 10 market wide. I don't have a real opinion. Could Minnesota be up 2 touchdowns at the break? Sure, they could. Are they going to? I don't know. My gut says under the 21.5 you can get at 5 dimes right now. I don't know. What do you guys think about this first half? Anything, Tyler?
He's not there right now. You have to walk the dogs.
All right. Anything, Max?
I like you're talking about under 21.5?
Yes.
I don't mind that. I'd lean towards the under here just because I don't see the Redskins getting point. So 21.5 is pretty reasonable as long as we're getting that hook. Because it could be 21-0, 17-0, 14-3, 14-7. So unless the Vikings go crazy and get all these points by themselves, that under look is looking the way that I want to go, especially since it's been bought up throughout the week. So now we're getting the under at the best number we can get.
Right. All right, let's start breaking down the props. I have no opinion on that first half side or total. Nothing enough to bet anyway. Right now, I'm leaning towards taking the under at 42, I think. Yeah, 42. Actually, Bovada's hanging 42 and a half. That's the best number I see right now if you're looking to take the under. Props. All right, so what do we think about sacks tonight?
I love the sack prop for the Vikings. It's sitting at 2.5 plus money. You're telling me they don't get Keenum at least 3 times?
Yeah, I think they probably do. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody jump in here? Ant, you looking at any props?
I am wondering about the case Keenum throws interception, but it's juiced super heavy. But I think he throws one
super heavy,
like minus 180. And then
Yeah.
I'm also looking at the Kirk Cousins interception prop, and that one's actually plus 130. So is Kirk Cousins throwing an interception here? That's kind of what I want to know. Does he throw an interception 50% of the time? Because plus 130 is pretty interesting.
I mean, historically, Kirk Cousins is good for probably one interception a game, almost. Let me check. Let me see what his stats are on the year. I like that Minnesota Vikings sack prop. I got to see if I have that or if I only have total sacks.
He's not one of his best receivers tonight, too. Thielen's not playing.
That's big, bro. Thielen is a beast. I mean, I know he's got Stefon Diggs, but I like Adam Thielen a lot.
If Thielen's out, then doesn't that make us want to bet the under even more?
Well, yeah, I'm taking the under. I'm going under 42 and a half. So that's going to be my first play. Let's see quickly. We got some of the SBR pros with us. Let's see what Flash is on.
Hey lads, gonna miss me tonight? Wow, what a bad game. I cannot pick this game. I've actually gone and I'm going to take the points with the Redskins plus 16.5. It's not an easy game. I don't envy you. Have a great night. I know you're going to miss me, and I'll see you Monday night.
So there you go. Flash is with Anthony on holding your nose, and if you're going to be on one side of this game, hold your nose and take the 17 points with the Washington Redskins. I just can't do it because they are that bad of a football team. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's just, I mean, are you ever that wrong taking those amount of points in an NFL game?
I mean, we did it last weekend and cashed with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, we took the Dolphins
Buffalo
plus
Bills.
17.
Buffalo Bills are not the Minnesota Vikings.
You took the Jets plus what, 22?
Yeah, against the first Patriots game.
But then again, that was also 22 points is a lot more than 16.5. So I get that.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm taking the under here. I'm taking under 42, and I'll have a half unit on the 16.5 with the Redskins. Because it's just on principle alone, I can't really, give up that kind of a number. It's just so hard for me to accept that a spread in the NFL is 16.5 points. That just seems like too many points to me.
Twatty Latte in the house.
There's like 3 or 4 games that are double-digit spreads this week.
Minnesota 31-13, which would fuck me on the over. But Minnesota would just scrape by. Let's see what our boy Jimmy the Bag thinks.
It's Thursday night, which means it is time for the live line. Skins, Vikings, Flash has the Skins plus 16.5. Can you believe that guy took money out of his own pocket and put it on the Washington Redskins, the Callahan coach Washington Redskins plus 16.5? I have a sneaking suspicion Flash is going to lose that bet this evening. Enjoy the game. Thursday night football.
There's our guy, Jimmy.
Actually, yeah. Jimmy made a very great point, and I retract my statement on the Redskins. He who shall not be named is coaching the Redskins right now.
Bill
And,
Callahan.
We don't name him. We do not speak that name. But he who shall not be named, I forgot that he who shall not be named is coaching the Redskins right now. So never mind. I ain't putting any money on that.
So are you good for a half unit on the Minnesota Vikings for general Nebraskan principle?
On general principle alone, I'm going back to the screen and I'm typing in the Vikings right now.
I love it. I love it. All right, we got one more. Our boy Donnie right side. I do the closing line with Donnie every Sunday.
I might actually parlay the Vikings and the under.
Make sure everybody checks that out. 12 o'clock on Sundays. Let's see what our boy Donnie's got to say.
Thursday night football tonight in the Twin Cities, Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Redskins. We're going to be looking at the under 42 tonight. If you check out SPRodds.com, currently right now sitting at 42. We'll go with that on tonight's play. And also, don't forget, on Sunday afternoon, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we will get you ready for the full NFL slate on the closing line presented by SportsBookReview.com. Good luck tonight, guys.
There you go. There's my partner on the closing line, Donnie Rightside. I agree. I'm with Donnie. Boom. Under 42. Book it. So I'll put that at the bottom of the chat. I mean, at the bottom of our screen for now. We're going to go under 42 in this game. Bovada is hanging 42.5. So I don't bet at Bovada, though. I'm in Jersey. So we'll go 42.
All right.
All right. So you took the. So am I putting the Vikings at the bottom of the screen?
Well, I mean, it's a play by me. It's a spite play by me. So I mean, do we really want to make spite plays official plays for everybody to tell? I mean, there's a story behind on why that's spite, but I don't know. Everyone's that interested in.
All right.
That's
Max is now focused.
I know we're gonna break down props.
I'm not that focused. I'm just blind.
We're gonna break down props for the next 35 minutes, but right now the only thing that's at the bottom of the screen is under 42. Tyler, you want to go official with that Minnesota Vikings sack prop?
Yeah, I will. It was at plus 110.
All right, Vikings over 2.5 sacks.
Yep.
Man, that's a big number. Normally it's like 1.5, isn't it? Max, give me a prop to pick at the bottom, or not yet.
Not yet.
All right.
What about?
I think Adrian Peterson 10.5 rush attempts is a gift. The dude says he's going to play through any discomfort tonight, so as long as he can walk, he's going to run that ball.
Well, if we know anything,
I don't even have Peterson, that motherfucker. Where the fuck is he?
Whoa! If we know anything about, Callahan, I mean, he loves to run the football.
Callahan also loves fucking children in fucking ways that are fucking wrong.
I think we should call him BC before Ant's head explodes.
We should just like throw wet, urinated freaking paper towel.
Max. What are you talking about?
Bill Callahan treatment.
Just stop saying that name.
Down.
I was saying what I was going to do to him, Ant. Thought that you'd like that. Guess not.
I don't.
Ant just doesn't like that name.
Well. Okay, I don't even have
Nation.
Peterson.
All right, let's bring in the chat. Oh, we got JJ coming in a little later on from Sports with Facts. I know a ton of the guys in the chat know him.
Nutflush Allen says it's too early for off the rails, guys.
Yeah, I agree. So we have him coming in a little later. Nation Hillman says Dalvin Cook first touchdown plus 275.
It's really low for first touchdown.
That is really low. Well, I mean, I understand why they think the first touchdown's coming from the Vikings.
Is it a Sony Michel situation?
They also think that Thielen is not playing tonight. So I get it.
Bullshit.
Hey, I have a question. What about the total punts props at 9.5? How many punts are we getting out of the Redskins?
That's a lot of punts.
Yeah,
but,
that is.
but I think we could definitely see 6 or 7 from the Washington Redskins tonight.
Oh, wait. How about the special teams defense touchdown prop? Is that plus 220? Are we getting a pick 6?
I think we're getting a strip sack return for a fumble tonight.
Wow, that's calling shots.
Calling shots.
That's calling shots.
One of Minnesota's big guys is going to rumble down the sideline with the ball at about half a mile an hour.
Let's go SMU.
You're on SMU, Max?
I took the result in total SMU and the over 33.5 in the first half. So we'll see if I can hit that dart.
I think if anybody's looking for a winner where you're not afraid to lay some money tonight, alternative total under is the way to go. I might be looking at alternative total under. The team total on the Minnesota Vikings is 29, 12.5 for Washington. I kind of like that under 12.5.
Really?
I just don't see how they're going to score that much on this defense. I mean, they scored nothing against San Francisco last week, who has a very good defense. But
that game was also played in a bathtub.
That's true. A mud tub. That's a fair point.
Mud tub.
No one was able to move on that field without falling and sliding like 4 feet.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
You're absolutely right.
Wow, this NBA game that's on right now, because there is an NBA game on right now, the live total is already 14 points higher than the closing line, and they're only 2 minutes into the second quarter.
That's because they had a 70-point first quarter.
Yeah, I'm like seeing that. Is that going to come back to the mean? Do we want to take this live under?
I would leave it alone for now because the Hawks don't play any defense, and Detroit's on a back-to-back. They might not be playing much defense.
Juke says Case Keenum on Thursday night away. Yeah, he's definitely getting sacked 3+ times tonight. I think you could use that exact sentence for why they are not going to go over 12.5 points tonight. I kind of like that team total under. 12.5 is scary in the NFL, but kind of like it.
Yeah, it's back 236 now. Holy shit.
Player props. First touchdown. Anytime touchdown scorer. Everybody is so high. Adrian Peterson plus 290 for Washington.
Yeah, none of those first touchdowns scored in the game props look good to me.
Dalvin Cook is minus 210 anytime touchdown. That's a winner. Yeah,
what can you get that money line at right now for the Hawks?
Minus 155.
Oh,
minus 120. It just moved.
I'm thinking they win this game.
Yeah, but minus 120? I mean, they're up by 3.
Hopefully Detroit can come back and take this lead because the Hawks were dogs when this game first opened. Hopefully we can get them again at plus money.
Yeah.
Oh, Anna Marak is a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. Clint, how does Dalvin Cook not get a touchdown today? Minus 210. I know you have to lay that juice, but I mean, is he not just an automatic to score a touchdown tonight? Stefon Diggs, minus 110 anytime touchdown. That seems pretty close to an automatic too, that he gets in that end zone tonight. I don't mind
Diggs at minus 120.
Madison plus 320, Kyle Rudolph plus 270.
Could definitely see Madison stealing one in the red zone.
Yeah, me too. Rich says, if we think the Vikings are going to jump out to a big lead, and be grinding the clock, then Madison perhaps might be a better look. I could see Cook resting if it's a blowout. I think by the time it gets to that point, Rich, Cook is going to find the end zone. Clint says Cook gets a touchdown for sure, man. I hate the line, but he's a go-to in my opinion tonight. I like Diggs on the value. Yeah, you know what? I'm not afraid to lay that number with Dalvin Cook tonight to get in the end zone.
Minus 240.
I have minus 210.
I mean, it's still minus 200 on an anytime touchdown prop seems.
He's such a big part of that offense. And the Washington Redskins are a bad football team. I think I would be really surprised if he doesn't get in the end zone tonight. I think he gets in the end zone 70% of the time tonight against the Washington Redskins.
Wow. Well, then minus 210's value.
That's
So
what
we
I'm
think
saying.
he touches the ball at least 19 times. That's his rushing attempts prop.
Well, I mean, the chat brings up a good point. If they're going to jump out to a huge lead, if that's the case, do they rest Dalvin Cook? Like,
Who's on deck for them is the big question. Do they have a big game coming up? Like, are some of these guys going to be resting right off the bat? Yeah, they play the Chiefs next week.
yeah. But, I mean, it's not the same test that it was before last week. They play the Chiefs.
He's already back practicing, Jay. He'll be back.
Is he really? He's playing?
He was practicing yesterday.
Is he playing on Sunday?
No. But he's practicing already, so don't be surprised if he plays next Sunday.
Why can't Kyle Rudolph, their tight end, sneak one in the end zone at plus 320 tonight?
So, I don't know.
When's the last time that guy got in the end zone?
Well, let's check. Let's see what these players have been doing the last few weeks.
Yeah, Rudolph's caught one touchdown all year, and it was last week.
Hey, Tyler.
What's up, Ant?
Steering direction a little bit. There is a pretty good NBA game going to start in 15 minutes on TNT. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is the Houston game start first, or is the Golden State game start first?
I'm talking about the Houston Bucks game.
Okay, I got to play in that game. I got the Bucks first quarter money line, and I also have Greek Freaks over 46.5 points plus rebounds plus assists.
Do you like that? I think it's awesome that you went right to the Greek Freak, because that's what I want to know. Do we take his points over 28.5? Is he putting up 30?
I would say yes, but I stuck with the points, rebounds, and assists because who's stopping this guy for Houston from grabbing the rebounds? Nobody. This dude could easily have 25 points, 23 rebounds, and 6 assists, and they could walk away with like a 10-point victory.
Man, we got people in the chat. Bucks money line, Bucks and the over, and then On Point Wagers says I'm on the under, all on this basketball game. So everybody's liking the Bucks here, and then obviously we got some differing opinions on the total.
None of them guys for Houston played in the World Cup that just happened over the summer. This is like going to be their first real game together. You figure Giannis ran all summer playing for Greece. He's going to step right into the NBA. And them guys that played during the summer, it usually carries over and they come right into the season hot. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks just run away with this one right off the bat. Is Houston trying to get Westbrook implemented into the game?
So I have a question because I can look at this. In my drop-down menu, I got an alternate spread on this game. Is Bucks minus 3.5 at plus 145 good value then? If you think they're going to win the game, do you think they win it by 4 points, 2 possessions?
Yeah, I think they win it by at least 3.
Let me look at see if anybody in the chat's throwing something out there on that suggestion.
With no Adam Thielen, I'm taking Stefon Diggs to have a major night. I'm just letting you guys know that now.
Rod Zawacki says, I love that line, that alternate line of 3.5. Matthew Miller says, could be a good game to bet live if you like that alternate line. Actually, Matthew, almost all my NBA betting is live betting. You can ask Jay. We started our show on our other channel back during NBA season, and I could name maybe 4 NBA players, but I just like read the line and do the line live betting a lot. So live betting
Cool.
NBA is really positive EV if you can read the line, the game flow, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to do that alternate line. I think that's good value. If people are liking the money line here, and I can get -3.5 at +145, I'm going to do that. Can you get those kind of alternate lines, guys, or is that only like my paperhead that I'm getting it at?
I can get an alternate line for every half point in the NBA up to 30 points.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Since that, go ahead, finish your thought on the NBA.
No, I'll just say, like, I know my bookie's paperhead is the most popular paperhead out there because, like, everybody who posts screenshots of their plays on Twitter and stuff, it's the exact same website setup that I use. So I'm pretty sure most of the people in the chat who have a paperhead site from their bookie can get this alternate line too. So I'm putting it in now at the Bucks -3.5 at +145.
All right, put it in the chat. All right, so since that little blow up in the locker room between Diggs, Thielen, and Kirk Cousins, we have no Thielen tonight. The last couple of weeks, Stefon Diggs and Kirk Cousins have finally been locked in. 7 for 143, 7 for 167, 6 for 86. That's with Thielen in the lineup, bro. I'm going over on every Stefon Diggs prop I could find tonight. I'm going over total receptions of 5.5. Let me see if I can find a better line on that. I'm going over Stefon Diggs yards.
Man, I can't split this total. Everybody is on opposite sides of the total in this basketball game, but a lot of people seem to like the Bucks. So.
To be honest, Ant, if Houston wins, it's going over. If the Bucks wins, it's staying under. Because if Houston's going to want to play fast pace and run up and down the floor and fling threes, to where the Bucks have the size advantage, they're going to want to stop it, play it in half court, and just bully ball them down low.
DraftKings is so afraid of Stefon Diggs, they won't put a total receiving yards prop.
Bro,
on the website.
Pinnacle isn't afraid of him. They are hanging a +114 on over 81.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, let me tell you what I have right now. I have
and Bet365 has -120, so I have to take it on principle, right?
I have -110 on 76.5.
And do I gotta take it on principle again? Like the under 5.5 sacks?
What's the number?
So Bet365 has 81.5 -120, and Pinnacle has +114 at the same yardage.
Oh, what does Bet365 have on the over? That they have
-120 on it.
On both ends?
No, on the over.
Because I was about to say you could take is the under plus. I'm trying to figure out if you could get the over at +money and the under at +money on the same number from two different books.
All right,
and arbitrage the game.
All right, so
that's what you should do.
Okay,
let me
check.
I just put it in over 76.5 yards. Stefon Diggs, -112. I laid it to pick up a stick. Diggs over 5.5 receptions, -106.
Yeah, it's -120.
I laid it to pick up a stick.
On both sides.
Stefon Diggs, longest reception over 23.5 yards. Put it on the board. I laid it -112 to pick up a stick. So I'm on Diggs 3 ways tonight. I'm either going to crush this board tonight or I'm going to get crushed. Either way, it is what it is.
All right. So do we basically have our pregame bets in for the NFL?
No.
No? What are you looking at, Max?
Okay, so I have 3 options that I want your opinions on. So I have the Minnesota Vikings to lead after every quarter at -143. I have the Vikings to win every quarter at +450. And I have the Vikings to gain the most passing yards at -163.
I don't like those lead every quarter props, even though Flash has done well, but I don't mind it here tonight. Not at +450.
Yeah, to win every quarter, that's the +450. To
I
lead
think
after every quarter is -143.
I think because you're playing a special team, like with how bad they are,
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I have to see if I have that available.
You have it on Bet365.
Oh, okay.
And then what do you guys think about Kirk Cousins outpassing whoever Washington's going to have behind there the whole game?
Case Keenum is capable of putting up some yards, but I don't know. This Minnesota defense is really good, man. And, Kirk Cousins, I'm surprised it's so low. 251.
You guys know the last time these two quarterbacks played each other, they were wearing the opposite uniforms.
That's funny.
Kirk Cousins was on the Redskins and Case Keenum was on the Vikings.
Isn't 251 low? I mean, what did he throw last week for?
Hold on. Are you saying then, Tyler, that everyone's revenge angle is bullshit because they both have revenge?
Cancel each other out. And it's just
do they cancel each other out on that revenge angle?
Just dead on neutral.
Max, give me one prop to put in the bottom.
All right, let's go with the big one. Vikings to win every quarter +450.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on that with you.
I'm also taking the longest field goal over 45.5. It's indoors, so hopefully that could. Is it
Dave,
indoors?
you take Diggs' longest reception?
My food's
Yeah,
here.
over 23.5. I took it for a
My
unit.
My DoorDash is here. I'm gonna go grab that.
I mean, just do it.
I got 24.5. Should I take it, Jay? I don't have 23.5.
I mean, I like it, Max. I think he's gonna. I think he's going off.
I already have 2 plays on him. I got the over 5.5 at -110 receptions, and then I have the over 81.5 receiving yards at +114. I'm just gonna lay off. Fuck it. I'm getting too invested in this game. And Tyler, what do I do on the sack prop? It's staring me at the face, but it's an ugly number at -138. Do I just cut it from my action?
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Okay. Because I can't take the individual team sack prop. The 2 books I'm using tonight are not letting me do that. So yeah, I got 6 plays. That's not that bad.
Yeah, I took basically all. I don't think I have a Viking sack prop. I don't think I could bet that, but I went under for the game. But I went over on 3 Diggs props. Over 5.5 catches, over 76.5 yards, over 23.5 yard long reception.
Which college are you wearing today?
Wisconsin.
Okay.
You're wearing those losers.
Settle. You settle down.
They couldn't even beat old man Lovey Smith. They're about to get 60 dropped on them this week.
Yeah,
Buddy.
that line went from 10 before last week's game to 14, I think.
I know that loss kind of upset me because I was really hoping to get Ohio State at a nice number.
Nate Ruver's going to be a beast for Wisconsin, even though he's a skinny fucking chicken wing, eat a chicken sandwich motherfucker. Yippers! He needs to eat a chicken sandwich and slop that mayo and all the nastiness inside of it all over it. Gotta love that Thousand Island dressing. And what do you guys think about Terry McLaurin?
I'm on his total receptions prop over 4.5 at plus 120.
Throw that in the chat.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so I feel good about where we are.
Yeah. So, Jay, this would be a perfect opportunity to J-size bet on the Minnesota Vikings on the money line on Bet365. Because they're going to win this game and cover the spread.
What is the line?
Minus 1,200.
Yeah, they see. Like I would. I'm not looking to drop $12,000 on FanDuel to pick up 1,000. I just opened that Bet365 account. Remember, I only have I threw 1,000 in there. So I only have 1,700 in there. I might throw 100 on that. Minnesota leads every quarter.
At plus 450, it's worth a shot. Fuck. I didn't put 100. I only put 50 on it.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got about a nickel's worth of investment in props.
Is that the cinnamon kind, Ant?
Yeah. I was about to say, just looking at the can, though, what kind of Coca-Cola would you assume this was if you're just glancing at it at the grocery store?
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Yeah. So we, at the grocery store, we grab it because we enjoy cherry Coca-Cola. We don't realize it's cinnamon until we get all the way home.
I did that at the gas station the other day with a bottle. I grabbed it thinking it was cherry. It ended up being cinnamon.
Why the fuck is cinnamon in Coca-Cola?
I don't know. The same reason why they make orange vanilla.
So, my partner refuses to drink it, so I'm trying to just finish them off. They're
What do you could probably mix Fireball into it. Do
you
ever drink Fireball? Or
no,
would you drink
Fireball's okay, but I'm not a huge Fireball fan. I tend not to like flavored whiskey. I like my whiskey to be flavored with, you know what I mean?
I'm just thinking of what liquor I would mix with the cinnamon Coca-Cola. If that was on my bar, I'd fucking first off bitch my fucking owner out and be like, "Are you stupid for putting that shit on the fucking bar?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? What kind of fucking cocktail drinkers do you want in here? Guys that like fucking pumpkin fucking lattes? Like, really? Come on.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you, are the Astros imploding from the inside out? They just fired their assistant general manager today.
Oh, and
What?
Jay was very happy for you last night during the baseball game.
What did he say?
He was very happy for you. Well, he was hoping that you would emphasize how good of a fucking play it was to get on Washington. And I haven't heard you mention the baseball game yet.
I was on Washington in both the first games. That's where the value was.
And you cashed. Plus,
Did you take them for the series, man, at plus 200?
Yeah, I told everyone that on the Sunday night show to take Washington.
So how are you feeling right now up 2-0?
I'm feeling like my bet's probably going to win.
I was talking to him
supposed
before.
to run around on Twitter and suck my own dick with retweets because I had a winning sports bet like I've never done this before?
No, you're supposed to rub it into Jay's face.
Literally, Max, like everyone else on Twitter who bet Washington is literally giving themselves blowjobs about look how smart I am. I took Washington. I'm like, yeah, you bet on Max Scherzer getting plus 170. Duh. Of course you took Max Scherzer plus 170.
I would have been more impressed.
That's just
I would have been more
obvious.
impressed if they're selling the play. If you people were selling their play on it. I got the play for you.
Right
they're
now,
not selling it, they're getting tipped.
Right now, they are.
Yes, tips. Yes, I forgot about that. I just asked for free money. I'm just like, if you want to send me free money, that's okay. I'll take whatever you send me, whether it's $5, $10, $100. Like,
Right
Yeah,
now,
but-
Washington Nationals are minus 270, up 2 games to close it out.
yeah, you could free roll, but what the hell the point? Up 2-0 when you're going home for 3 games.
Yeah.
And you've clearly got these guys in a position where they're not used to, or they're not remembering since they were rookies and they were the ass fucking end of the fucking major league.
I don't know, dude. I just thought there's a lot of value with Washington here. I mean, I thought the Astros should be the favorite team, but I thought the line was just completely overjuiced. Going into the series, I had the series capped like Astros minus 130. So I thought like the Astros at like minus 2 something, whatever it was just completely absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's no way with that lineup and Max Scherzer being Max Scherzer, I know he's going up against Garrett Cole, who is statistically the best pitcher in all of baseball this season. Max Scherzer should never be getting plus 170. That's fucking absurd. That's completely absurd.
Yeah, well,
there was so much value on the Nationals. Going into Game 3, though, I like the Astros at like minus 145. I think that's kind of – I'm not sure if there's value on that play, but I definitely wouldn't be taking the Nationals. I think this is the biggest starting pitching disadvantage that we've seen so far with Greinke and Sanchez.
And what do you have to say about Soto and how this guy has just amazing power, amazing recognition? He has the most amazing on-the-field IQ for a batter that I've seen.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
The way
Twatty, our good friend Twatty Lotte at the beginning of the baseball season, when Twatty and I were breaking down these teams, was talking about Soto being a dark horse for MVP. I mean, the guy's a beast. He's 20 years old. He's an absolute stud. Absolute stud.
His pitch recognition is absolutely amazing. He literally comes back from getting blown away and then just adjusts. I love it. He freaking understands what pitchers are going to do to try and get him out, and he knows how to beat them at their game. It's so impressive to see a 20-year-old with that kind of intelligence at the plate and showing it in the World Series of all places.
Oh, Ramon Scott in the chat said the assistant GM made comments about how glad they were to have Osuna on the team, and then the female reporters wearing domestic violence bracelets and stuff. So basically, he says something fucking stupid.
Nut Flush Allen said you're smart when you take the Nats at 30 or 40 to 1 at the break.
I mean, let's just be honest. Nut Flush Allen is murking that future bet.
Oh yeah,
he's that is.
He is loving that one.
Oh my god! Can we all just be happy for him?
You know who's hating their future bets right now?
What a great call! Yeah, Mike, great call.
Mattress Mac.
Oh, Mattress! Oh, that.
Oh,
dude
Mattress Mac must be beside himself right
He's
now.
about to have a heart attack. He lost $1 million. I think he lost like close to $1 million on Game 1, close to $1 million on Game 2, and then he put another $1 million on the Astros to win it all.
Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
how do you have that much?
12.5 longest reception.
Who?
How many goddamn mattresses has he sold?
Give me 1 minute.
How many mattresses? What's the margin on those mattresses for him to put $1 million on these bets?
this is the same guy that was on Denver in the Super Bowl when they got thumped by Seattle.
Wow, this guy's not good at this. Jay, how many mattresses do you have to sell to be able to lose $3 million in one World Series on the Astros?
A lot.
He'll probably end up losing more than that, because he's got the futures that he placed before the World Series started.
Oh, my God. RKE said he made so much on those mattresses.
He averages about 12 yards max per
reception.
Yeah.
So then 12.5 is something I should take.
I mean, I guess.
If his average is 12.5, then that means that he's getting a variety of receptions or over that.
3 out of the last 4 games, he's averaged 12, 12, 11.6, and 4.
That's worth a fucking shot.
Yeah, that is a great call if you're on the Nats at 40-1, man.
I mean, they were rolling. He read the board well there. They were rolling. They got some defensive. They got some bullpen help, and that lineup was sick. This burger's amazing. So a game with the total of 65 is 0-0 with a minute left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, don't remind me. I'm watching it. But this is going to be a touchdown.
I just read an article that said Mattress Mac is close to $10 million in futures on the Astros.
Never mind.
Oh, my God. Is he an Astros fan?
Oh, yeah. Big Astros fan.
Just wondered. Well, the Bucks are getting dicked right away in this game.
Can't take the lid off the rim. The only guy that's been able to put the ball in the hoop is Bledsoe.
All right, I feel good about where we are. I think Diggs should have a day. I think Dalvin Cook's getting in the end zone. I think the Vikings probably get over 2.5 sacks. And I kind of like the under. So I'm feeling good about it. I think we're in a good spot.
Do the Bucks come back and win? I mean, it is early and it's only 12 points.
This is the NBA. Anybody can win.
I didn't bet anything, any NBA. The only thing I haven't pulled the trigger on is Stefon Diggs anytime touchdown, -110. I took the Cook touchdown, though.
Wow. Hey, there's some.
So anybody that loves the UFC and MMA in general as much as I do is bummed out, man. USADA said that Nate Diaz popped for an illegal substance. So UFC 244, Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz is off. Man, that is a bummer.
That sucks. Isn't Masvidal the dude who knocked that one guy out in like 10 seconds or 2 seconds?
Yeah. Ben Askren, who was fighting on Saturday morning.
I do not like that guy whatsoever.
I seen that guy's first fight against Lawler, like the rewind of it, and Lawler was absolutely manhandling that guy. And then he got him in that little chokehold, and the ref called it. I couldn't believe that.
Hey, we got some NBA lines for halftime. Have you been watching this NBA game, Tyler?
I don't have that one on my screen, but I was just looking at the lines for that.
All right, so you want to
the
read them
Hawks are
down?
plus money again. They're at plus 120.
Nutflush says, do you think the Skins get over 1.5 field goals? If I was going to bet a prop on the Redskins tonight, that's not a bad one, Mike. I don't mind that. I like the other ones more, though, the ones that I have money on. David, I gotta dive in a little bit to that Volkov Hardy fight.
You like the Hawks plus money on the money line for the full game? Is that
Yeah, I
what
think
you're
they
saying?
win this game.
I didn't have a chance to check out Jamming with Jay Money today, so I don't know what he was on. What did you bet, Tyler? You have any NBA games that you have money on?
Yeah, I took Reggie Jackson's points prop over 12.5 at -110. I took the Warriors team total under 112.5 at -110. The two bets I had on the Bucks game that I already gave out, and then I have Lou Williams over 19.5 points at +100, and Harrell over 6.5 rebounds at even money.
All right.
I'll get
J
those
Money
all
like
to
the Hawks.
everybody.
Oh, J Money like the Hawks. There you go.
What about What about these second half totals on this NBA game?
Is that the Hawks game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Aaron's asking. Yeah, now.
Yeah, the game I'm trying to talk about right now while it's at halftime.
I have no opinion.
That's why I'm asking Tyler. The total's 109.5. It was 110, just down to 109.5. Do you like a second half over here at 109.5? And then both team totals are 54.5. Both juiced to the over is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think they go over 109 points in the second half. What's the third quarter total that you see?
I don't have that.
Let me see what I got.
Rod Zawaka in the chat says, got to go over second half with the Hawks. They'll push the pace.
Yep. He's dead on. That's all they do is run.
I mean, so would you rather go like the team total with 54, or would you just take the full, or would you just take the over 104 or 109? I mean,
I would rather take the Hawks team total over that 109.
Guys, go ahead, Ant.
So Hawks second half team total over 54.5.
Yep.
So that would be Hawks full game over 114.5.
Yeah, they could definitely score 115 on this team. And this team's on
talked me onto it, Tyler. You talked me onto it.
Detroit's legs will start to give out here towards the end of this game. You'll see it. This game will stay close for probably the next 8 minutes, and then the Hawks will slowly start to pull away.
Just to let you guys
I like it.
Obviously, press the link in the video description. It takes you to the SBR Best Sportsbooks page. Obviously, that's where you guys should go and get your information on where you guys should be laying your bets. The link is in the video description. It helps the metrics of the show. And obviously, we want you guys betting with the best books that give you the best odds, the best bonuses, and obviously pay you out the quickest and most conveniently.
So you're saying click the link in the description and like the show, Max?
Absolutely.
Like and subscribe to the show. It helps the metrics out. If you guys want a live betting show 5 days a week on SBR, it helps us. So, and why would you click that link in the description for the best sportsbook page at SBR?
Because the only thing you should be risking is your bet, not your sportsbook.
God damn it, Anthony. I love you.
So I did take that. I went ahead and put that in. The Atlanta Hawks second half team total over 54.5 at -130, and that would be a full game over 114.5 if you want to do the math there. So let's get this, Tyler. You talked me onto it, so you are responsible. I expect you to PayPal me back my $50 if it loses.
Gotcha.
How dare you lose Anthony's money? You better win that bet, boy.
Oh, I got to win this one now.
40 likes and 140 people watching. Come on, slackers.
I told you, Tyler, this is your time to shine, man. You're a little bit more versed in all the details of the National Basketball Association than the Jay and I are.
Milwaukee's trying to fight back here. They're getting some points on the board.
I know. That's what we need. Come on, Bucks. Let's do this. I want to look like a genius. We're doing that alternate spread. So, do you want to hear something funny?
Go for it.
All right. So I had a winning day today in Europa League soccer, but I was not one game did this happen to me in. It happened to me twice today last-minute stoppage time goals in the last-minute stoppage time cost me 2 different wins. So I had a winning day instead of an epically crushing day, and I'm very upset about that. I had Wolfsburg draw no bet against Ghent, and of course, Wolfsburg's up 2-0, and they let Wolfsburg back in, and Wolfsburg tied the game in the last-minute stoppage time. And then I had Roma to win against Mönchengladbach, and Mönchengladbach gets a penalty in the last minute of stoppage time, and of course they convert it and fuck me. So those 2 games right there, if I did not get last minute of stoppage time goals, I would have had like a $500 day in Europa. Instead, I only had like a $150 day in Europa. So I'm really
Erin Andrews is so beautiful. God bless her. Wow, these Minnesota Vikings jerseys are hideous, huh?
You know, I disagree with you when you claim those Jets jerseys are ugly, but I will 100% agree with you on these. That's just a lot of purple.
I mean,
oh wow!
I like their helmets. I like the flat paint. All right, here we go, boys. Let's have a good night tonight. I had a great weekend, and Sunday night and Monday night cut into my profit a lot, so we got to get some of that back. Go ahead, Dalvin Cook. You be a monster, boy.
Rich G says, I'm betting on soccer teams that sound like cold Russian soups. Well, I mean, you know, Wolfsburg and Mönchengladbach are in the Bundesliga. That's a big league. I mean, and Roma's obviously in the Italian league.
There's one reception for Diggs.
Here we go.
No, but
How many yards was it though?
I'm not sure.
What the fuck, Jay? You got to come through with all the information.
Okay, settle down. I'll come through. Through.
I'm trying to fucking find a stream that actually suits my fucking.
That was either a 5-yard or a 4-yard, depending on where they played.
All right, I like 5. I like 4.
What the fuck?
You got 4.
What the fuck was that?
That was Jay fucking making fun of me.
I mean,
oh, Houston! Wow!
If Houston gets a touch, are we going to find a spot to live bet SMU here? I mean, or is SMU going to pull away, or is Houston going to stay in this game? I don't know.
One reception for 4 yards, Max.
Okay. That's not good. Why the fuck? I'm going to lose my shit in minutes.
We just need Kirk Cousins to not be normal primetime Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, we don't need that.
All right. Now, you are going to...
What, is he normally good during prime time?
No, absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to matter tonight because I think that's how bad Washington is.
Mike Zimmer is 52-34-1 as the Vikings head coach.
Best against the spread in the league.
Is there a reason why they can't get into like the playoff, or they can never seem to get into the Super Bowl? You know, they've had some really good teams. There goes Diggs. Is that going to be your touchdown prop?
Oh,
no,
is that?
Oh, that's good for our under.
Oh no! That's not a catch then, right?
How? He ran 30 yards before he fumbled.
Well, I mean,
that's
my longest reception prop cash if it counts.
Yeah, if the yardage counts there, that's a
your
win.
longest reception prop cashed.
Okay.
Definitely.
There's 2 receptions, and
check the box score to make sure they're actually counting it first.
And that's got it.
That's going to get you halfway to his full game total too.
I hope so. I want that. Why the fuck can't All right. Who has a working stream in the chat for this fucking game?
I'm still seeing 1 reception for 4 yards.
Yeah, I still see 1 reception for 4 yards too, but it's got to be a catch.
Well, that's because it literally happened 5 seconds ago. They haven't updated box scores yet.
That's gonna
They
get
better
that's
update
gonna
it
get
quicker,
me
ain't it?
halfway to my receiving yards. Oh, we might be looking to sweep the board if that counts, boys.
Joe, Jay, it's not just you on the Diggs props. You brought me on it, so
I'm
you're
there
not
too.
alone.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
as a habit, I try to take care of my money before I think other people.
All right, buff streams. That works. Thank
Stefon
you.
Diggs, 2 receptions for 36 yards.
Let's go, boys. So we're gonna put it on the board early here. The sports keg on the live
The
line.
long reception was 37 yards. So
Cash it
Yep, that's a winner.
early.
That was almost as easy as the Devontae Adams ones a couple weeks ago. Second pass of the game.
no, the easiest one came from this guy right here. I hit 2 props in the first 5 seconds of the game.
Which one's really-
Breida over 50 yards and
Oh,
Breida
that one. Where he
And
just
he
busted
ran
it down the sideline.
Yeah, he ran 75 yards down the sideline on the first play of the game for a touchdown. Yeah, that prop happened so early when Jay did the recaps of the wins of the night, he forgot to mention it. And I messaged him. I'm like, you forgot to mention that prop. He's like, dude, I forgot about that. That happened that was
It happened 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah, the blink of an eye, dude. I already forgot about it.
That's good for the under. Already down to 39.5.
Yeah, that's why I was cheering on that fumble, is because that helps out the under, because
Touchdown Houston. They are a stingy team at home, this team, man.
Yeah, the line's down to 7.5 and 62.5 on the total. Wow. Hey, what about that? That's a big first down and a big gain there for the Redskins.
Was it a handoff to Adrian Peterson?
No, Richardson catch. I mean, listen, we know Case Keenum's capable, right? He threw for 380 yards in week 1 against Philly. Granted, that secondary is atrocious, but the Washington Redskins secondary is no better. So
Washington part word.
All right, that's a good way to start the night.
That's a handoff.
I'll take that unit.
So we got a handoff. Is that Adrian Peterson standing back here?
Yeah, yes, it is.
All right, we need 9 more out of them.
9 more with Callahan as your coach.
10.5 was a gift.
God damn.
I should have hopped on that with you, bro. Callahan is just.
We're gonna make it leave.
He loves to run that football.
There you go again.
Keep pounding that ball.
Peterson.
I don't know if I can get on that live.
Okay, what?
It's probably up a little bit, maybe 11.
Dalvin Cook is up to 90.5 yards live. He's going over that too.
Anyone got a stream for me? But for the football game, it's on Fox. Just turn on your TV. There's another rushing attempt by Adrian Peterson.
I don't think I have attempts, but I do have rushing yards live, not attempts. That sucks.
I think the Bucks are just coming out in this game looking flat, guys. I don't know, man. They are no bueno in this first quarter.
NBA is a game of runs, though, Ant.
Well, they better go on a freaking run.
My first quarter bet went out the window. Burn that ticket.
Yeah, dude, you punted that money away. Wow, I asked about. Hey, now we're buying high on this total, taking it under 236, and you guys are like, oh no, and it's all the way down to 222.5 now.
I mean,
It's
I don't
almost back to the
remember any.
closing
I
number.
don't see. There are parts and conversations I have with you that I just don't remember. At what point were we like, no, and
Tyler said it was going to keep going high pace, and then the chat said that too. And so I hold you responsible for all the bets I don't make in football. So now
I know you do.
So now Tyler's
I'm
going
getting
to have
grilled for the basketball ones.
So now Tyler's going to have to get grilled for the basketball ones. That's just how it's going to work.
That was a great hit.
I mean, that's just how it works. I mean, I'm glad Tyler accepts it and doesn't berate me for berating him, where you just get all mad, like, how dare you berate me, Anthony? I mean, that was very rude.
Yeah, because you weren't a whiny little bitch when I got there's one sack. Because Anthony wasn't a whiny little bitch during baseball season when he left the show because I was riding him too hard. What a cuck. You're so full of shit. Fugazi, man. Oh, Case Keenum, you did something bad?
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. So two possessions, 2 fumbles, 2 turnovers. I like this under, guys. What's the live total in this game now?
I want to say 38.5. Hang on. 39.5.
Woo, looking good. The Hawks took the lead, Tyler.
I would like a 4-0 day today. I just decided.
Yeah, they're up 2 now.
Oh, the Bucks closed the gap a bit. Ooh. It's only a 7-point game now. About that, they're down 13, going a little mini 6-point run.
Plus 190 on the money line. What do you think about that? Is it too early to get on them?
I'd say it's too early.
All right.
Moses,
speaking of that, I'm going to get cookies and juice.
Moses says, turn the camera to the game. Let us see. I mean, the game's on Fox.
No, it's on the NFL Network.
No, it's on Fox.
I don't think it is it? Also,
well, I mean, Fox? I'm watching on my TV, and I don't have cable, so I mean.
Oh yeah, the game is on Fox.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Oh, how about that? Huh. Yeah, and we would be kicked off YouTube in 5 seconds if we did that.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Flash. I think we're gonna have a big prop day here, buddy. I think we're gonna have a big prop day.
I sent Flash my the games I was on in Europa League. I wonder if he's looked at them because he could probably feel really bad for me because of those 2 games that I lost on last second goals. I know Flash would care. You guys can't even pronounce the fucking. But I know Flash would care. Well, actually, no. The Wolfsburg game I didn't lose. It was I had a draw no bet, so I pushed. But I didn't lose the Wolfsburg bet, but it felt like I lost it because they were winning at stoppage time. But I wound up pushing. So I had a winning day, though. I mean, all my plays were like plus money today. I went 2-2-1. So, I mean, there we go. Aaron says, just because I can't pronounce them doesn't mean I don't care. Thank you, Aaron, for caring. I appreciate that because Jay never cares about my soccer plays. Jay's always mean to me. Isn't that right, Jason? You're just a typical New Jersey jerk.
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, you know.
Goddamn fucking Amazon.
Oh, with Amazon, what did they do to screw you, Max?
You just loved Amazon last week. What do you hate about them now?
Yo, I'm trying to order this particular sweater that represents a certain BJ team, and Like, it's not that far. Why can't they send it faster? These motherfuckers are telling me October 30th to November 1st. I ordered it on the 17th.
Why don't you get Amazon Prime? So it's
I
2
do
days.
have Amazon Prime, but that particular item wasn't in the Amazon Prime.
What is BJ team?
Blue Jays.
Oh, okay.
Creighton Blue Jays.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah. So I'm
only Blue
actually
Jays that
pissed off. I
matter.
want it. I want my sweater, you know? I got
Well,
my
I got-
Buffalo Bull. I got my Kentucky Blue coming. It's just like I need my Creighton Blue and Gray, you know? I need that. I need it.
I spent over $600 yesterday on Fanatics.
Man, how much have you spent in total so far since we started fucking buying shit?
900. I got 21 T-shirts and 3 fitted hats on the way.
I think
All
it's time to
And
email them
and
they
I
ask for a
paid-
sponsorship.
I paid for the expedited shipping. It'll be here tomorrow.
True, I don't do that. I'm cheap. What am I at? I think that I'm at 500. So I'm catching up to you.
I did buy a Nebraska shirt, Ant.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. There was Flash sent me a parlay for Champions League that hit. So, been kind of crushing champions in Europa League this week.
There
I
you
got
go. Is there anything that you like for tomorrow?
Celebration cookies. Celebration cookies.
Not really. I'm still looking for the domestic leagues are back over the weekend, so I was kind of looking at some stuff there. There's a super unsexy game in the Premier League that I think has a lot of value on it, though. But it doesn't involve any of the teams people want to watch.
Chelsea?
No, it's Bournemouth and Watford.
I like Watford. I don't like Bournemouth.
No, I think Bournemouth is priced too low. I mean, too high. However you want it. I think I think there's value on Bournemouth.
I just don't like them.
I'm completely indifferent to them.
Yeah, as a Chelsea fan,
Watford-
I hate everybody except Chelsea.
Well, you can hate Watford too. They're absolute trash.
Yeah, but Watford takes Chelsea players on loan, so I like them for that. Even though Bournemouth's done the same with Aki, that fucking cuck. We don't want him back. It's like, take him.
Oh, Southampton versus Leicester tomorrow is what Flash talking about. I need to look at the odds on that. I would definitely like Leicester if the odds were.
Oh yeah, Flash. Give me a winner for tomorrow, buddy. Southampton, Leicester tomorrow. What's the play?
I'll look it up right now. I don't know what the odds are. But you could get Leicester at plus 120. Is that what I'm looking at? That's tempting. I really like Leicester. I think Leicester gets underrated in the betting market, and I don't know why. I mean, they're a really good team. I mean, how many games have they got to freaking win before people start giving them respect? Yeah, plus 125. That seems kind of silly. Oh, Sean's looking at plus 140. Gordon Watson, aka Flash, is saying leave it pass. Vikings with the field goal. That's what we need. Vikings to kick field goals here. But
is it a long one? Is it over 45?
Yep, 50.
Let's go.
Put it on the board, Maxwell. That's a quick deuce.
Do you bet those every single game, Max?
Pretty much, especially games with Justin Tucker in them. Those are my favorite ones.
Max, what was it? Over what?
45.5 at minus 120. Dan Bailey, you former Cowboy mother beeper, thank you.
The 17 points in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter in this Houston Bucks game. Can you believe that?
I'm jumping on the Detroit Pistons live team total under 112.5.
Oh, put that in there, Jay. That is an
What are you
official
doing?
live play from our boy.
What is it?
The Pistons live team total under 112.5.
Throw that in the chat.
Ooh, I got a little sneaky play here for Premier League. I don't know. I don't know, man. This is a sneaky bet, but it might hit.
What you got for us, Ant?
Aston Villa plus 2.5 at plus 115.
I'm not sure the
Touchdown SMU. Chris Brady comes in.
Flash is trolling Max even in the chat.
That's why I love him.
Oh,
That's why I love him.
Flash has bet 5 draws this weekend.
Bam!
Well, don't be.
What are you getting
stingy,
happy
Flash.
about, Max?
Put it in the
touchdown
chat.
SMU.
Touchdown SMU. Mustangs are galloping away.
What's the score?
It's only 14-7. But it's better than 7-0. Wow. Great blocking. Not committing a penalty on that. I tip my hat at any offense that can run a long play like that and not fucking illegally block or hold.
You need how many?
Pardon?
You need 2 more touchdowns, right?
Yeah. It's possible, but it's 10
How
minutes
much
left.
time?
10 minutes left in the quarter. It's possible.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really nice. Sorry. I got excited there.
Anybody bet anything on the one hockey game, Nashville and Minnesota?
I would be betting against Minnesota for the good, like, for the future.
What do you
until,
got there,
like,
Matt?
I see otherwise. What?
What do you got there in that box?
Oh, I got my children's snacks.
You got fruit roll-ups? I
Yeah.
thought that's what that was.
I got fruit roll-ups, and then I got my Leclerc chocolate cookies. I don't know. I'm addicted to them, but I found the same kind of cookies with just a smaller cookie for $1 at the dollar store. So I'm gonna have to switch from brand name to lower name so I can eat more of them.
Another rushing attempt by Peterson. I can't believe I didn't get on that with you.
I can't believe I didn't have that. I had no Redskin running back.
I
for
have rushing
attempts.
yards live. And
Yeah, I
rushing
have yards
touchdowns.
live. I don't have attempts.
Ooh.
Attempts is where it's at.
Max could vouch for me then and say I said it before the game started.
Bro, he did say it before the
of
game.
course
Yeah,
you did.
100%. I was like getting mad. That's why I was like focusing on the screen. I was like, where the fuck is that damn prop?
What, Ant?
Flash is putting his plays in the chat, and he's going for some he's swinging for the fences here. I like his style today. He's got Burnley Chelsea draw at 4. Norwich Man United draw at 4.1.
There's a catch for McCaller and however you say the guy's name.
Or I mean plus 300 and plus 3.
Another
We need
attempt
4
for
more.
Peterson.
We're going to
cash
catch his 10.5 by halftime.
Yeah,
Man,
but
why-
you're
I know
right.
you are. You're fucking lucky you got to bet that prop.
Why did I miss that?
Jay, I don't think you had it.
He had it. I bet it on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucker. Wow, bro. Listen, I think that I'm going to be looking at rushing attempts for all games now.
And the coach that shall not be named loves to run.
He runs the ball, and the other running back for the Redskins can't run the ball.
You can mention his name, though. The running back, not the
Chris
coach.
Thompson? Yeah.
Whoa.
Guys like my size.
Liverpool and Tottenham draw plus 360. Wow. Flash, if you hit just 2 of those, you're way in the black. Liverpool and Tottenham. You think Tottenham squeaks out a draw here? I mean, they squeaked out a draw against Man City, so I mean, they'll probably come alive for Liverpool, huh?
Buddy, how do I decide what to do Saturday morning with my television and sports viewing? College game day or Damian Maya versus the guy who got kneed in the face and knocked out in 5 seconds?
Both.
No, at that time in the morning I can't be loud, otherwise my neighbors will fucking call my fucking super management.
I'm going with both.
Well, unless you send me some juicy plays on that card. I don't know.
Dave and me will be in a private StreamYard.
Well, I've already seen Dave's plays because I see his article.
Yeah, but we might be live betting. I'll send you. I don't know if you're going to be up.
I'm always up. What do you mean, bro? I get up on college game day. Okay.
I'll send you an invite.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know, College Game Day is the best sports intro song in the history of sports intro songs. Just to let you know.
Do we know where they're going to be this week?
Obviously, we could look it up online, find out very easily.
Oh, it could be Michigan, it could be at Michigan, Notre Dame,
Ohio State.
Well, but it just doesn't mean as much now that Wisconsin lost.
Tyler,
that was pretty embarrassing losing to Illinois on the second field goal.
How smart are you feeling about yourself right now with saying take the Hawks at plus money like 3 different times today, and now they're starting to pull away?
But I mean, teams on back-to-back, their legs just give out in the fourth quarter.
So is this Hawks team total going to hit? Because your Pistons team total under definitely looks like it's going to hit. But my Hawks team total over is probably 50-50 right now.
What's the total in that game still sitting at 226.5?
Yeah.
All right. Give me one.
Oh, when you go under, because they're blowing them out, and you say the Pistons are going to.
This Minnesota Vikings defense is playing so far back. Keenum's getting these little 5-yard dumps, 8-yard crawl routes all day.
Oh,
that's the end of the first.
Go SMU! Go SMU! Yes!
Touchdown?
Turnover.
All right, so for this under to hit Ant, they need, or for it to go over in the fourth quarter, they'd have to score about 5 points per minute. Because
Detroit's not doing that, are they?
No, I just mean 5 total points between both teams for the full game total at 227.
They got to stop.
What have they been scoring per minute going into it then?
I'd have to sit here and break down all those numbers, but
Rich is on SMU big.
5 points per minute with a Pistons team on the floor on a back-to-back. I doubt that's going to happen.
All right, 1 quarter in the books, 3-0.
All right, so are we saying, Tyler, are you wanting to put in a live bet on the under, or do you just want to let your previous plays move?
Probably just going to let them rat out for now. The Bucks plus 9.5 is looking pretty nice.
What about the Bucks plus 9.5 live?
Yeah, I don't see this team losing this game by 10 points.
What's the score now? 48-38?
54-14.
54-14?
40, he meant.
Oh, 40. Okay.
Damn. Nice job on the Hawks, boys.
Jay Money was on that earlier in the day, too, on his show.
Do we lay 5.5 on the Hawks live?
I'm seeing 6.5.
Well, since you're seeing 6.5, doesn't that mean I should take the 5.5 out principal alone? Because
it's minus 115 juice. What's your juice?
Minus 125. That seems kind of high, but now I'm seeing minus 6.5 because the quarter just started. I'll let it alone at 6.5, but
what the fuck, Grandma Stream?
So, You bet live the Pistons team total under 112, right?
Yeah, 112.5.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm remembering what you have on this game. You have the Hawks money line and the Pistons team total under. I have the Hawks team total over 114.5.
And
That's
that
the.
total just went up a point.
Oh wow, really? Because
It's up
the
to
only bet I have
227
on
and a
the.
half.
What did
The-
you get on the Hawks money line price?
I got plus 105.
Yeah, he gave out the Hawks money line in like the second quarter, and then I think he took it again at halftime when him and I were going down the halftime lines, trying to talk over you and Max. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, Twatty, I put it in the list. It's like the one right after. We need 4 more catches.
So you said the Bucks plus 9.5. Now I'm looking at plus 8.5.
Oh, wow. A pass interference call on 3rd and 4. That's terrible.
This first touchdown is going to be cashed by the Redskins.
Yeah, how
The
about
pass
that?
interference call at the 1 yard line too.
Yeah.
There was very good value on them guys.
And why? What was he thinking? Because that's blatant pass interference too. That's not even like some ticky tack bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, man.
That is
dumb.
That is a horrible. Like if there was a video to teach referees what to call pass interference, I mean that play is going to be in the video. Wow, that's so bad.
He never turned around to play the ball, though. He just threw his hand up in that guy's face and just clotheslined him.
Oh my God, that was almost an interception in the end zone too.
Wow.
How great would that have been?
What was the Adrian Peterson every time touchdown prop?
Touchdown SMU is what everyone's telling you, Max.
Nutflesh. I'm in Canada. I'm fucking watching on stream, so I know I'm behind. I'm just making sure that I have good reactions for you guys to laugh at. So I'm trying to entertain you while also trying to get money into my pocket so I can do community work because I'm a community worker.
Third and goal.
Run a bathroom.
They're going for the stop here.
You're a community organizer, Max.
No, I'm a community worker. I definitely try to empower my community members. Why empower means pursuing capitalistic goals, and I financially
capitalistic. I thought you Canadians were all commies.
No. There's lots.
All right, we need a stop here on 3rd and goal, man.
What is this news about DeAndre Ayton being possibly suspended for 25 games? What did that cuck do?
That is a stop on 3rd and goal, but there's a flag, Jay.
Oh my God, 3rd and goal? That's where we are?
Hopefully that's holding.
Yeah, I hope it's holding. Is it holding?
Well, they showed a good shot of the.
Bro, why didn't Keenum run the ball in here? This is a touchdown.
Yeah, I was actually thinking he was going to run it in too.
He seen those 3 purple jerseys. He was not running straight at Anthony Barr.
Why do you? They're not scoring a touchdown, so don't.
Do you have a toilet right next to your chair? That was the fastest bathroom break in the history of humanity.
Right on the other side. I open the door. I go like 10 feet, and it's right there.
Oh wow! When Jay's like, "Oh, I
kind of ran."
When Jay's like, "I got to hit the head," he's like back in like 3 hours. Like, Jesus, Jay, that's all very.
I did not bet that SMU game today, unfortunately.
And I perfected using the bathroom between games of like Call of Duty and stuff, and you only get like 30 seconds. Pretty quick at getting back in the room.
All right, 3-3. We'll take it. Yeah, Josh. Tyler bet something in that Golden State game. What was it, Tyler? Team total.
Golden State's team total under 112.5.
Okay, 8 minutes to get a touchdown. I think it's possible, guys. I think it's possible.
100%.
I think it's possible. I want it to happen. I really do.
What was
I
that
like
parlay? What was that parlay paying?
It was SMU money line and the over 33.5 first half plus 150.
This live
that
total
would be
crash.
Could we start with 3 straight cashes? And the Peterson prop is going to cash.
Unless his ankle starts to hurt, that's the only way that doesn't cash.
Hello,
Why are you
Noli
guys
knows,
talking about
you master
ways-
Jedi of unders.
Why do you guys talk about ways that that you
That would
guys
be
are
four.
jinxing that Adrian Peterson? Guys,
We're not jinxing him.
He's
It's called mushing him.
Aaron says that we should all work to pins so that way we don't miss any live lines.
Who said that? Aaron?
Yeah.
I want
That's
it to
gonna
happen,
be-
not flush. I want it.
That's going to be a hard pass, Aaron.
But
I
the
appreciate
total in
the effort, though.
the total in this Pistons game has crashed.
Oh yeah, it's fucking flying down.
Yeah,
Why-
King Girl hit a nice parlay last night. I saw that also, Rich.
How many times was I looking at possibly taking an under and I never hit it?
We bitched out, Ant.
Where's our friend Dave Betts? I want to know what he thinks of my flag. I want to know if he likes it. I think.
Yeah,
he
I
does.
didn't talk to Dave today.
I think he does. Look at it. It's actually very nice. You know, I have another one that says "Roll Tide Roll." I'll put that up tomorrow. But it's really nice to just look and see that beautiful Nick Saban school.
One
It's
of my
just called Nick
t-shirts.
Saban University.
One of my t-shirts on the way says "Roll Tide."
I like it. I like it.
I think I found a Clemson shirt though.
What? Oh, he did. What did he do? What did DeAndre Ayton do? Did he do cocaine, or did he do some fucking drug to like make him a better basketball player?
Oh no! Did he really?
Is he that
They-
dumb?
They don't give out defensive pills, Max.
Okay. Nebraska -2. Anyone like? Well, Anthony would be the resident Nebraska guy on that. So wait till he comes back. I'm sure he'll answer it. Yeah, Drew will hate it because he's a fucking Auburn fan. But like, I love Drew. He's the polite capper. He's a good guy. But fuck Auburn, straight up. Fuck Auburn. Fuck Georgia. Fuck LSU. And sure as hell, fuck Clemson.
All I know is Alabama laying 32 this week. That's a little big.
Yeah, that is a little big. I'm not really sold on the capabilities of this quarterback right now.
I'm
So
thinking Arkansas first half taking the points might be a play.
I'm just not going to bet the game. I'm just going to watch Alabama win and not give a fuck how many points they win by.
What'd you do if they lose on a field goal?
If they lost on a field goal, I'd fucking cut my wrist north to south. Straight the fuck up. I would fucking lose it. Man, I'll lose it if they lose to LSU. I'll literally put my head through a wall if I have to.
Well, you
No,
better
no.
you better go buy a sheet of drywall because you're
Yeah, you better get
Yo,
ready
you
for
guys
that.
better settle the fuck down. Now I'm gonna have to turn and look at you and say this. Roll Tide.
Yeah, you know, it would be
I'm
good
going
if
to
you.
have tiger skin on my wall. Why you tiger?
The LSU is
A
That's a
Bengal?
different animal this year.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, it would be nice if you looked at the screen for the show that you're on, and we don't see the back of your head.
Well, I
That
had
would
to
be-
turn around and look at the game because that's where the TV is.
I mean, it's probably bad TV positioning, but
Yeah.
that's just my vote.
Well, they teach you that in drama class that you never want to like give your head or side view to the audience. But I don't think that this audience really gives a crap. I don't think that they really want to hear me talk in the first place. So I think that the reaction time should be good enough. Oh my God, Nutflesh, don't say those sacrilegious things. That's sacrilegious. Well, you just cursed LSU, so it's all good. I don't mind. Those bastards. Joe Burrows. Guy's gonna be a fucking guy who mows my lawn. I think that Mayla. I think that there's definitely somebody on the Los Angeles over 2.5. Both teams to score. Payless Way, whatever the hell.
Melee Payless Way.
Yeah, he's a low batter. He put it in the chat earlier. I can't remember what it was.
All right.
Molly
first
No
and
says he
20.
likes the Nebraska under. I think that's crazy talk. Nebraska's going to cover that over by themselves.
Oh my god, I see all this Alabama hate, but you know that like we got it rigged, so they'll just put us in the playoffs anyways, and then we'll beat everybody. Yeah.
You know the worst part.
Ohio State championship. Been screaming it for weeks.
The worst part about that statement, Max, is you're not wrong.
I know, that's why. I'm like, I got no problem with cheating.
Wait,
as long as you don't get caught
see,
and you don't get penalized for it.
Ant, did you see the Florida athletic director went to Twitter and said something about the schedules being so easy and that he wants to change that?
For
Wide
what?
open, catch that, baby. Go ahead, Stefon Diggs.
What'd he do? What'd he do?
You machine.
Touchdown?
That's got to be 40. That's got to be good for 40.
Give me that 81.5 plus 114. That's how I do, Jay.
That was
What was it?
I mean, I don't know if it was 40, but it was definitely at least 30.
Oh, so never mind. I'm not there yet.
No, you're pretty damn close.
We're getting
not
there,
already there.
bro. Stop.
70 yards. 70
He's at
yards.
70 yards. So
yeah, all right. So
Tyler,
7
go back
yards.
to what you were saying about that Florida, because that sounded like an interesting.
Jay, if I was near you right now, I'd
Florida's
be
athletic
shaking
director
like
went to Twitter
this.
saying that
I'd
the
be
football
like,
schedules are too easy and that he wants to change that. And like Clemson's athletic director and another
Hold on, he
school
said
that-
the SEC schedules are too easy.
just the football schedule in general. He was just saying how theirs is too easy and he wants to set up different games with competition. They said Clemson responded and Oklahoma responded.
Score a touchdown. You
so
see,
he said
fucking cocks.
Florida itself, not
What
like
are you guys
in
doing?
general, but he just said
He's worried about Florida. He can give a shit less about all the other schools.
Wow, so the Florida athletic director is actually saying, I want to schedule big games out of conference.
Yep.
Huh. Meanwhile, Alabama's busy going, gee, is
Where's the
Roast Beef
Citadel?
Tech got an opening? Yeah, Alabama won't schedule you. Alabama, did you know Nick Saban hasn't played an out-of-conference road game? And like a true road game, because the neutrals don't count as like road games. But he hasn't played like an out-of-conference road game with Alabama in like 9 years.
Come on.
7
I mean-
yards, 3 more catches, boys.
Who's going to score this touchdown here is the question.
Come on, bitch.
Do you think that's absurd that a team has not played an out-of-conference road game in almost a decade? That's a sack. That's what we need for our under.
You know what? I hope they get stopped. I'm good with 6-3 here.
Well, I think this Bucks alternate line is going to go up in smoke.
We'll have to see how that second half starts off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to get some halftime lines here pretty
They're
quick.
looking good on all the Hawks plays.
I think they got too much of a lead for them to get me my team total over. I need 18 more points in 8 minutes.
You should be all right. One or two 3-pointers, and that changes the whole look on that.
Yeah, plus if the Pistons get it close, I mean, they might foul. Although it's not college where they'll foul. It doesn't actually have to be close when they foul. So,
Yeah,
hey, we got
in
the
the
halftime
NBA, that
line.
game's got to be like a 5-point game at the most for them to start fouling. The Lakers didn't foul the Clippers
Another
the other
sack. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Give me that field goal.
night. They stopped him. There we go.
There you go. Isn't that 3 sacks?
Well, it's 2 in a row.
Yeah,
Why
he's
did
got
the
Three for the
Vikings have three
Vikings.
sacks?
he's got Minnesota team total over
Yeah.
for Minnesota.
So that's 3 Viking sacks, isn't it?
No, we have one
Vikings
for
have
the
to
Vikings.
get the sacks.
Yeah, I thought they have 3 sacks. Do you not understand the words that are coming out
No,
of my mouth?
bro, they don't have 3 sacks.
No, Washington just got 2 on Minnesota at the goal line.
Oh, okay, fine. My bad. Oh, now I'm seeing it.
Are you
God
going to hit
damn.
that? Did you bet the field goal prop, Jay?
Max hit the field goal prop already.
Oh, we're saying giving you a field goal because we got the under. That's right.
Right. Yeah, now that total just dropped because of that field goal to 35.5. I took an alternative under at 47.5 for I laid a nice number on it.
You
But,
laid minus 250.
I'd rather not talk about what I laid.
What if you bought up for like 5 points? That'd be about like minus 200 or something like that.
It was minus.
What's the
4
D money special again?
-4, but not counting towards our plays on the show. I did that on the Dolo. 47.5 under, only for 1 unit. I didn't know. I didn't bet it for like $4,000, but just to pick up another 100. I'd like to pick up a nickel on this game.
Well, I think Flash is going to hit, and I think we're going to hit that under. This game's looking pretty
I
solid.
think that right now we have a chance to hit every bet made in this Minnesota Vikings game. We have the potential right now to go 7 or 8-0.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler, have you looked at the halftime lines on this Bucks Rockets game?
That's what I'm doing right now.
All right, give it to me.
Yeah, but Jay, if we don't win this quarter, we lose my fucking plus 400 problem. Plus 450.
Oh, okay. That would be a loss, yeah. But you know what, Max? There's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Feel free to tell them to shut up, Tyler, and give me some lines on this Bucks game.
Give me 1 second, Ant.
Like, yo, FanDuel, hook it up. All right, I need a fucking field goal
Second
this
half money
goddamn
line at
game.
minus 220.
Someone get me my field goal, please.
Tyler,
Can you guys fucking say something good for me?
I just want Tyler to understand that when I ask him to give me some lines, whatever he's about to say is more important than anything
Oh my
you're
God,
about
what
to say.
is
So
just get the
tell
ball
us to
back.
shut up and interrupt. All right, what do we got, Tyler?
Was that a fumble in the fucking game? I'm behind.
I'm seeing third quarter, Bucks minus 1.5, Houston plus 1.5.
Interception, Houston. Thank you, Sean. Okay, we're in field goal range.
Third quarter totals at 58.5.
Max, calm down.
I'd lean under there in the third quarter.
No, they
58.5.
didn't even get the interception. That's bullshit. Okay, get in the field goal position, SMU, you fucking assholes. You fucking assholes. What the hell's going on with this clock?
All right, Max is on mute, so you guys can get those lines out.
All right.
And I'm liking that 58.5 under for the third quarter.
Okay.
Because you figure the Milwaukee's more than likely going to make their adjustments here and come out and try and slow this game down. So I can just see them trying to play bully ball and holding it for most of the quarter and using up their shot clock. That's not going to leave enough time for Houston to get enough points on the board to cover that 59.
So third quarter under.
Yep.
Anything else or just that? Like,
Let me see.
I'm looking at Bucks minus 4.5 in the second half. So that'd be minus so they're basically saying the Bucks come back. The total is 117 for the full total game. So if you like the third quarter under, you like the second half under too, or just the third quarter under?
I like the third quarter under. What's that second half total sitting at that you have?
117.
117. I'd probably leave that alone.
Okay. And so that means you probably just leave the team totals alone too.
I'm seeing 110.5 for the Bucks and 123.5 for the Rockets.
Yeah, that's what I got.
123.5 is pretty high. They would literally just have to replicate what they just did. And I don't see the Bucs letting them do that. There's 3 receptions for Terry.
All right, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that third quarter under 58. I like that. If
All right,
you're on
Maxwell,
that,
you're
I'm
back.
on it.
I'm on it.
I can't hear you, Max. Are you on mute?
He muted himself.
He double muted.
He double muted.
He double-
he double muted. He's unmuted on our show.
He's going insane. There he is.
Only Max can crack me up. While
What
he's
the hell?
muted.
Why aren't they counting that fucking field? Oh, there they are. Okay. Woo!
Is that a winner?
Give me that plus 150 field goal turnover. Yeehaw!
But wait. How much time is left until you're a winner?
It's over. It was,
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
last second field goal to win
Tyler,
it.
We're
Tyler, we
sending
got-
that out. What was the first half total?
SMU money line resultant total over 33.5 plus 150.
My
Get in my
God.
belly.
My
that's a nice hit,
God.
Max. No wonder he wouldn't shut up over that. That's a good one. Tyler, we have some people mentioning that they don't have third quarter lines. They only have the second half line. So they want to know about the second half 117. And Aaron has it at 117.5. And you said you would just pass the full second half
I would
line.
stay away from the 117.
Okay.
I just like that third quarter because you figure the adjustments are going to stick with the coaching right when they come out. Whatever they adjust, it's going to work for probably the first 6 to 7 minutes. That's just the complete game down for the third quarter. The fourth quarter, it could be anything goes. There could be 80 points in that quarter.
All right.
How many more catches do we need?
Capper Investments, which is our good friend Twate Latte, says Case Keenum out here looking like a young Jay Scrader. And I wish I got that reference because I'm sure it's absolutely hilarious. Oh, look at that. A run by Adrian Peterson. Have you cast this prop yet?
Two more.
Aaron wants to know if we think the Bucs can get back in the game. I hope so. I took
think
that
they can get
alternate
back in this
line,
game.
but man,
You're talking about what was the best team in the league last year.
the Bucs?
Yeah,
You thought they were the best team in the league last year?
they were. Betting wise, they were definitely the best.
What happened to them in that
10.5
series
carries?
What happened to them in that series against the Raptors? Because I was thinking they were better than the Raptors all year, and then the Raptors beat them like 6 or 5 or whatever.
A robot named Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Tyler, what was it? Adrian Peterson over 10.5 carries?
Yep.
At what price?
Minus 110.
Well, the price is winner because you don't pay any juice on winning bets. Get it?
We need another first and goal stop here.
Aaron wants to know, is the second half worth a shot on the Bucs at minus 4.5? Do they get back in the game?
What's the juice on that minus 4.5? 110?
Yeah, it should be because I had that exact same number too, and it was let me update the line. Minus 120.
Full game's 11.5. I doubt they lose this game by 11.5 or 12 points. They'll close this gap. If they get blown out this game, that's all you're going to hear about tomorrow. Is how this team was so good last year, and now they can't do anything in one game. Greek Freak will start dominating the paint. They'll handle this second half.
Man, Cousins sacked, fumble. Oh, the Redskins recovered.
That's 2 sacks.
Man,
One more.
That's Case Keenum, not Cousins, Ant.
That's a good thing for us,
Yeah,
though.
that is Keenum.
Jay, one more sack.
Hey, that's the sack that that Max wanted, though. Why didn't you guys just take the full game sack prop? Because you probably
It
would have
was
already hit it.
5.5, I think.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
No, it was 4.5 minus 138.
Somebody in the chat, I think it was Josh Rosen or Josh Rogan, got it was 5.5. He went under.
Yeah, Josh
Or he
Rosen's
stayed away.
a theoretical quarterback in the NFL.
We need
Josh
Terry
Rogan
to
is in
catch the
our
ball one
chat.
more time and cash his prop.
Wow, bro, we are cleaning up, bro.
I need a Rudolph catch.
What
I
a
looked at this-
stop! What a goal line stop!
I looked at
Wow.
the game this morning and I was like, where am I going to find value in this?
Watching the live line with Jay, Ant, and Tyler. That's where I thought.
I can't believe how many props that we are looking to cash. What do we need? 2 more carries from Adrian Peterson, winner. 1 more sack for the Minnesota Vikings, winner. We've already cashed 3 in this game.
1 more catch for Terry, a winner.
1 more catch for Terry, winner. 2 more catches for Diggs, winner. 6 more yards for Diggs, winner.
No, 3 more catches for Diggs. It was 5.5.
3 more Well, okay, 3.
Don't count Diggs as a winner yet, dude. You got a whole game to go.
Yeah, but 7.5 yards. I go over.
Farshad Hassami.
I need 11.5. I need 12.
Farshad Hassami hit a fumbles prop now too.
Damn, that's fucking sharp.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good call.
That's sharp as fuck. And D Money didn't bet the D Money special over 1.5 field goals, but that would have hit also.
Nut Flush Allen says.
Nut Flush just hits tons of bets. That's what we need to know about Nut Flush. It's just like Nut Flush just hits tons of shit. Nut Flush cut a can down. Be my dad.
Nut Flush is telling us the Dolphins and the Redskins are the best first half bets in the NFL.
I can tell you the Dolphins are going to cover that spread on Monday night.
Dolphins like covering big spreads.
Are you kidding me that we have another Monday night football game in the Redskins? It's amazing.
You got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We can't catch one
Monday night.
Dude, think about these Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night games. We can't catch one good game.
Yeah, I know. It's been division shit. And then when it's not division shit, it's non-division
What? You
shit.
guys are saying the Steelers and the Dolphins on Monday night doesn't sound like a great game?
That's
exactly the greatest part will be cashing bets on props with Flash, Jimmy, yourself, myself, and Jay. But that's about it.
I think the best part will just be listening to Flash troll you, Max.
I'm sure you enjoy that.
I will be back.
It's humorous.
Yeah, it's humorous. But if I ever get some mailing addresses, you know what's going down.
You're going to mail Flash a box of shit?
I'm going to mail a bunch of people boxes of shit. And it's going to be catered to different food. No, Tyler, you're not on the list. Don't worry. You're okay. And also, as someone that's younger than me, I can take your chirping. But
and what about Golden State picks? Just the 1 pick under first half. Josh Rogan. Tyler is asking if that was your only play in the Golden State game. Was that?
No, he has the Lou Williams over player prop on points.
I just put them all in the chat for Josh, but I'll read them off. Dubs team total under 112.5. Lou Williams over 19.5 points, and Montrezl Harrell over 6.5 rebounds.
All right, you're not used to having to work this much on the show, are you, Tyler?
Huh?
You're not used to having to work this much on the show, are you?
You're getting my money's worth out of me today.
Yeah. Oh, how about that? Yeah. I told you when we started you were going to have to be the star of the show today, buddy.
I would have called and gave you a pep talk, but I was trying to hang my shit up, and I was retarded.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wait, Ant. Doesn't that girl look like the one Jay thought was hot?
Are you saying
whoever that was on my screen?
The girl,
on the
not
bridge.
Linda Hamilton, but that other girl?
Yeah, the one that plays soccer.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not talking about Linda Hamilton in the Terminator ad. You're talking about that other girl in the Terminator ad, right?
I'm talking about whoever just had the RPG on the bridge that shot the robot with the sunglasses on.
Linda Hamilton?
I don't know her name.
She's like 60.
What are we talking about? Jean Triplehorn again?
She showed her titties in the first Terminator movie. If you wanted to know what she looked like naked while young.
I wouldn't mind looking at that. Oh, look who it
Is it
is!
just me
Hello,
though,
Dave
or
Betts.
is it just me though, or is like the Terminator just a franchise that needs to hurry up and die?
Well, it's been around longer than I've been.
Terminator 2, which was the peak of the franchise, came out before you were born. Can you tell me how the hell like the CGI in Terminator 2 still looks pretty decent today? But yet you have like all these movies where like, that's fake, that's fake. I don't know. Terminator 2 is like one of the greatest action thriller movies of all time. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I could still rewatch Terminator 2 and go, wow, this movie's fantastic. But like Terminator Genesis and Terminator, what was the one with Christian Bale? I mean, I saw both of those once, and I'm like, they're completely out of my memory. I'm like, well, yeah, that was dumb. Like, what? I don't. Even Terminator 3, I kind of liked, but god damn, like after Terminator 3, that franchise.
Dave says I just came on and stuck tape over Max's box on my screen.
So that whoever had that over 3.5 field goal prop hit, because I know that's a popular prop.
Getting a jump ball in Houston.
Oh, I forgot that game was on. Let's go. Rich Harden's beard game is fantastic.
You got to look up a picture of him without the beard. He looks so weird.
Roll and roll, bro. I'm gonna have some tiger skin on my goddamn.
I don't know how I feel about
soon.
Russell Westbrook's two braids that come off of like right here that look like antennas.
Yeah, he should just like, yeah.
Capper Investment says decent chance Pittsburgh shuts out the Dolphins on Monday.
I mean, he might be right. Twatty might be right, but I just feel like Pittsburgh always plays down to their competition. The Dolphins probably will be the first team to score in that game, and the Steelers will be playing from behind.
Jay, how long does it take you to grow hair on your fucking face, bro?
I'm sorry. Why are we talking about my facial hair?
Because you fucked up on your fucking beard and you had to shave it off like an idiot.
Anthony called James Harden Rich Harden, and we're talking about Sarah Connor's boobs. Like, what the fuck?
I called her Rich Harden.
Yes. What happens when I leave
Harden?
the show? I don't know who Rich Harden is. I was going to ask you that.
Why was I saying Rich Harden?
You said his beard game was good.
Yeah, Rich Harden's beer game is good.
No,
who the
that's
fuck
James
is
Harden.
that? Some guy in Ohio watching the show?
No, now I want to know who the fuck Rich Harden is.
Sounds like a country music artist.
Why would I say Rich Harden? Yeah, that's James Harden.
Rich said I caught the Rich Harden thing.
Rich,
Is that a
goddamn
person?
It literally went right over my head. I just heard Harden, and I knew who Ant was talking about.
Man.
Oh my God, Ramon Scott, thank you. Rich Harden was a pitcher with the Cubs. I'm like, Rich Harden's a person. Why the hell did they say Rich Harden?
How about that hire by the Cubs, Ant? As their new manager. How do you feel about that?
I'm indifferent about it until we actually see what happens. I'm indifferent with most managerial hirings. I don't think the managers make that much of a difference. Are we really going to get a touchdown at the end of this half?
Wow.
Be worse, Washington.
That's terrible.
Holy shit, Randy Couture suffered a heart attack.
Is he dead?
No, he's in intensive care at the LA hospital. Holy fuck. But he's expected to make a full recovery. That's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, man. Fuck. Thoughts and prayers with him and his family still.
Yeah.
Having a fucking heart attack is never good, even if you're going to make full recovery.
Yeah.
Dave Betts wants to know where all the in plays are at, guys.
Well, there are no in plays really, other than what you guys have put in the chat. All the bets we made were pre-game.
Yeah, Jay saying there's no in plays would like Tyler and I have literally made like
Yeah,
5
well,
of them
I mean,
already.
they're put them in the chat. Like I asked you to do 18 times.
And
did.
did you have Atlanta's team total at?
Yeah, but Jay, the
one-
problem is if Dave just came in, he's not going to see the chat history and see their plays.
Then put them in the
114
chat
and a
again.
half.
They're at 110 with 1:33 to go.
Or you could just use a banner and fucking use that instead.
Yeah, but if the banners covers your face, can't do it. Can only put them up for like the beginning of the game. Then they gotta go.
Who doesn't want to see? But why do you want to see my face?
I was just about to say that. I'm like, who the hell wants to see the back of his face anyways?
Bro, orders are orders. 3rd and goal. Can
No,
we get
Lodge,
another?
my goddamn face.
We
Okay.
need another stop here. Another goal line stop on 3rd down to make it 5 consecutive field goals.
That would be great.
All
Well,
right,
they're at
let's
the foul
go.
line.
I
They
need
got
fucking
one.
points, Jay. Jay, we need points, bro.
That Pistons team total under is going to cash.
What exactly do
Oh.
we need points for?
For our fucking prop bet, bro, to win every quarter. Are they gonna get a field goal here? Because I'm fucking.
Tony followed Tony Brucher and the chat
Jay.
followed you on that team total under, Tyler.
There we go.
Are you ignoring me?
I don't know what you're saying. What you need points where, Max?
Minnesota.
Why
Are
do we?
gonna? Because we have to win every quarter.
Oh yeah, well, get a field goal. That
Are
makes
we
you win
getting
the
a field
corner,
goal?
right?
Are
Yeah.
we getting a field goal?
Well, it's 3rd and goal.
Okay.
As
It's
long as
3rd
nothing
and goal.
drastic happens, you're getting 3 points.
Fucking
Yeah,
better
Max,
be.
it's 3rd and goal, and they have a timeout, so
All right.
they'll be able to call a timeout and not have to clock it out.
I'm just very impatient, and I just need this shit to fucking happen. And Mike Zimmer's slowing the fucking game down, and I literally would throw a fucking wet fucking Kleenex in his face.
No Flush Allen says amateur hour when Jay leaves. Bro, story of my fucking life.
You know
All hell
what?
breaks loose
When
when he leaves.
when the master leaves, we get to freaking let loose a little.
Sarah Connor's boobies getting it. I'm not sure how we got there. Like
That
when I
wasn't me
left,
got
for
there
once.
pretty fast.
when I left, we were talking about all the props. We were just about
The
the cash.
Terminator. Oh, I need one more point, guys.
Yeah, Jay, the Terminator trailer came up, and the girl was shooting the robot with an RPG, and I said that looks like the one soccer player you said was hot.
Okay. Well, am I ever gonna live down the Megan Rapinoe thing?
No,
Ever?
no.
How
There it is.
dare you?
I don't
How
know,
dare
Jay. Are you?
How dare all of you? Okay.
You know what, Jay? When you leave, we're allowed to fucking take the show where we think that it should go. Okay?
Yes!
What?
Tyler, Hawks money line, cash it. Tyler, Pistons team total under 112, cash
You
it.
got your team total.
Anthony, Hawks team total over 114.5, also known as team total over 54.5 in second half,
Jesus.
cash it.
That's 3 live play bets.
Hold
for
on.
Dave
I gotta send it in.
Put it on the board.
Say that again slowly. Hawks money line
Cash it.
at plus 105 in game, right?
Yep.
All right, wait. Plus 105 live. Okay, what's the second one?
Pistons team total under 112 live.
Pistons team total under.
These motherfuckers better not fuck up. I'll fucking kill somebody. I'll fucking lose.
And that same commercial's up on the TV that I'm watching the basketball game.
Team total under what, Ant?
He got under 112.5.
Touchdown.
What juice? What juice?
Minus 110.
We're in it, Jay. We're in it. I want that fucking plus 450. I want it.
What's
Yeah.
the other one?
I'm gonna calm down
Team
now.
total over 114.5 minus 130 Hawks.
Let's go, you pussies.
I gave it out as the second half team total over 54.5, so that was plus. Oh, so that's one.
Oh,
And we
Second
should have
half.
blasted that full game under. from 226 all the way down to 219.
Hold on. Hawks second half team total over 54.5.
Yes, at minus 130.
Did you hear me, Ant?
Who just got that
I'm
touchdown?
so
Was it
irritated
Dalvin
that
Cook?
we didn't blast that under when it was like
That
236.
yeah, Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook cash. That's 4 we just rolled out, bro. My God. See,
You just refer to
people
that as
ask
Dalvin
me,
Cook.
how were you up 290 units in 8 months on your show? This is how, boys. We go 31-12 the opening weekend, and this is how. That's 7-8 winners tonight.
Yeah, I think probably the only loser is that alternate total on the Bucks game.
Yeah, they get close, and then the Houston hits a couple threes, and they open it right back up.
Yeah, how's your third quarter total going on that?
They have 14 points total
Total in the third quarter?
right now with 8 minutes to go. So 4 minutes in, they have 14 points.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me when you told us the adjustments coming out of the second half will slow the game down, that exactly what you said just happened?
Yep.
Jay, we might have a little wonder kid on our hands right here.
Tyler.
Bro, I told you I was leaning on him in NBA season.
Tyler, I've been telling Jay this for months. So
Yeah, Max has been screaming it from the rooftop since last year.
exactly. I'm like, I tail 3 guys in NBA: Tyler Hicks, J Money is Money, and King Rail. 3 guys that I tail.
SBR social media wants to send out every time we have a winner. They sent 3 out so far, and there's 4 in the queue so far.
They're gonna have about 35 tweets. They're gonna have to.
There's 4 in the queue.
Oh God, this is a fun night. NBA though, like Jay, you and I started this show on our channel, and it was during NBA season. It was live betting the NBA. I mean, I just think the NBA is the best sport to live bet. I cannot, for the life of me, begin to cap it pregame. But in-game betting, I don't know, man. The way those numbers just correlate, it's just such a fantastic sport to live bet.
Yeah, NBA live betting's where it's at. Betting the spreads before the game.
Tyler, Dave, he's talking about Tyler. Tyler made him money. Oh no, he's talking about Ant. Never mind. Ant, you made Nate lots of money live. There you go. Let's fucking give Ant some fucking handies.
Sean said, are they also going to have a record like every other SBR show? Well, if we did, we're up 30 units. Easy.
Well, now that SBR is going to be sending out the winners, you could actually just count it at the end of the night and then SBR.
Opening weekend, we went 31-12.
Yeah, I was here. I remember.
We went 7-2 on the second Monday night show we ever did. We've won every night with every Monday night with Flash and Jimmy, but 1 week.
All right, so I am going to have to get off though, Jay.
Where are you running off to, Ant? It's a bedtime. Oh, you got to work in the morning.
Dude, I got off work 30 minutes before we went on air.
Oh.
Like, I got home from work 30 minutes before we went on air. I was messaging Jay in the car. I'm like, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to make the show. But no, though, like Fridays is the day I get up real early. Like I got to be on the road by 4:30 in the morning. So, but thanks guys for checking us out. I'm glad we got some winners there. Hopefully Jay and Tyler and Max can give out some second half plays throughout the night. Catch our fellow SBR shows, Jimmy the Back Show, the new show, Jamming with J Money, every week. Is that every weekday?
Yeah, I'm not sure the time.
6 days a week. 6 days a week, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Check out J Money because J Money is money. My very first and only pregame bet I made in NBA this year was that under he gave out on our show when he came on. It was that Tuesday night. It was the Lakers and the
Clippers.
Yeah, Lakers and Clippers under. I bet that one, and that was a winner. It was such a winner. It cleared it by like 10 points. I mean, that over had no chance.
The moment the Clippers realized they had that game won, they just locked in on defense, and so we're not putting the ball in the hoop anymore. Neither of you.
yeah. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out our fellow SBR shows, and have a good night. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Later, Ant.
See you guys tomorrow. World Series tomorrow, baby.
There we go.
Game 3.
All right, T, you're gonna just stay with me.
That works.
We're gonna bring in JJ from Sports with Facts in a minute. Everybody knows and loves him. The kid's a beast. He works with the Sharp Side app. I only try to bring on quality here, and he is quality.
And that's just not even a really detailed enough word to describe him. Like, the dude just understands gambling in ways that a lot of us don't.
Here comes those Bucks.
Take it in.
76-69. They're making a comeback.
Yeah, well, I'm all about this SMU game, and let's go Dave Betts. I tailed my boy Dave Betts on -2 SMU third quarter. Let's go. We're already up 7-0. I like it. I like it.
What show keeps a record on SBR other than Jimmy's?
Just Jimmy's. Just Jimmy's.
So, I mean, never mind. It's not even worth it.
Dave's asking where is JJ at?
He's coming.
Oh, yeah, and the soccer show, Sean's right. Odds market shows, they keep track of all their units.
Right. Yeah, we all have records on odds market, and everybody, I think, is in the black, too.
Yeah, I see that chart posted every once in a while.
Natalie and Alex put a really good team together over at Odds Market, man. It's fun to be a part of that show. All right, you guys know him from Sports with Facts. He works alongside the guys that run the Sharp Side app. It's JJ, my dude. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
We're crushing tonight.
What else is new?
7 winners tonight so far.
That's incredible.
Props.
What you guys do night in, night out is wild. Wild.
I appreciate it, man. We love you, bro. Love you. Everybody that rolls in this chat is familiar with you, so it's a joy to have you on.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to be here. I know that it's been a long time coming. We've got plenty to catch up on.
Now, give me your thoughts. I know baseball is your forte. What are you thinking about these Washington Nationals, man?
Well, for one thing, I'm somewhat vested in futures for them, but not because I thought they would win. I mean, I know that, some people are going to be on here and, drop their nuts on the table and be like, oh yeah, Nats this, I knew it from the start. No, I mean, I'm kind of a half Nats fan. Dad lives in Virginia, about 20 minutes outside of the stadium, 30 minutes outside of the stadium. So, it's nice to see him, he's had a big year himself, obviously with Virginia winning the championship and now the Nats cruising. Been incredible run, it just proves how important momentum is in baseball specifically, because you take a team like that with hot bats and they've just been cruising. Doesn't even appear to matter who's pitching; they're hitting everybody.
Do you think the Houston Astros are live down 2?
To me, I think the only way you bet them is if you're hedging yourself backwards on Nats futures. I can't. Look, could this team come alive? Of course they could, but I mean, if you've been watching this game, this team just seems to be down on their morals. I mean. The errors, I don't even think the errors are just like ill-timed. I think it's a mental thing with them now. You obviously Verlander, Cole pitches poorly. Now you have to have, Mr. Anxiety, Greinke going to Washington. So I would only do it if you're hedging backwards at this point. Like for me, I'm on the same page as the Pops. We bet Nats game 1, game 2. For me, baseball season's over. I'm not touching anything else. If Nats win and hit my future, great. Other than that,
they got Garrett Cole going twice. If it goes 7 games, they got Verlander again. Well, hopefully, who knows? But yeah, I was surprised by how good these Nats bats. They've been killing, man. 30 or 40 to 1 at the All-Star break. They were.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have been tough to back them then. They had one of the history's worst bullpens. But once they started to go on their run, even getting 20 to 1, 24 to 1, 25 to 1, as they were going on as they were pushing, was definitely some value there. And even pre-World Series, I think you could have got them 14 to 1 pre-postseason.
Yeah, did you bet anything for Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, so I dipped my hand big into the Vaseline jar tonight.
What do you got?
Vikings first half and Dalvin Cook under his reception prop. So tonight has been a full fist right up my ass. But for me, it was a few things. I look at this game in the trenches. Cousins is the type of quarterback that will only dump off if he gets pressure. It's been confusing for me as somebody who watches a lot of Minnesota games.
Right.
To find myself or to find this game where the offensive line is being so dominated by the defensive line on both sides of the ball. I mean, if you watched, obviously you guys watched the first half while you were doing this video. Keenum's got a lot of time in the pocket and Cousins doesn't. So
yeah. Whoever took the over in the sack prop looks good right now.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, look, things can change. Zimmer makes typically good adjustments second half, but definitely an interesting first half to say the least. It's good to see Minnesota take the lead going into the second half, but if anything is scripted like it was the first half, Keenum's going to have plenty of opportunities to find open receivers. He's had all day to throw the ball.
Yeah, we cashed on a couple live NBA props, but the NFL, I tripled up on Stefon Diggs, yards over 5.5 receptions, and longest reception over 23.5 yards.
Oh,
so we look good there. And then I don't know why I didn't get on this. Tyler's on over 10.5 rushing attempts with Adrian Peterson. If we know anything about Bill Callahan, we know that he's a run first type of guy. And if Peterson was healthy enough to go tonight, I don't know why I wasn't on that with him, but that looks good too.
Yeah, that's his thing. I mean, they could be down 30. They don't care. They'll still run the ball.
They still run the ball.
Yeah, true. You didn't like the total tonight? I went under. Although, I mean, in all fairness, they've had first and goal like 4 times and came out with 3 field goals. So my under should probably be cooked, but it's not right now. Right now, live 39.5. I took it at 42, but they could easily have 3 touchdowns more on the board in this game.
I think it's always tough, and it's similar with college football too. You almost like if I'm being honest, I almost never bet unders that are in that 41, 42 area. And I almost never bet overs that are in that 54, 55 area. It's just like, you can kind of accidentally score 42 combined.
Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair.
But look, I mean, when you put the numbers down in front of you, the under definitely made more sense tonight. I mean, I wouldn't have, you couldn't have paid me to bet the over,
right.
So I think that the under made more sense. Obviously, interesting game script so far, where it's like if you're an over better, you're tilting right now, right? And if you're an under better, you're like, you're feeling great going into the second half, especially with how the first half, how much you got bailed out, by those field goals. Especially,
go ahead.
No, I was saying, especially, considering a lot of it was inside the 10. It wasn't like one of those things where like guys were drilling bombs. Right. Yeah, one big 50-yarder, but outside of that, it's been a lot of like 25 and 26-yard field goals.
Were you invested at all in the SMU game? What'd you think about that game?
I have over their team total, which is 38.5.
That's good. I mean, I think the stat was over 46 straight games, averaging 44.5 points a game. So
yeah, I think the one thing for me with SMU that was worrisome a bit, why I didn't want to really bet them. I was afraid Houston was really going to slow this game down. They're one of the slowest tempo teams in college football.
Right.
Obviously, SMU is the fastest. But, when you just look at the numbers, like Houston doesn't stop anybody. And SMU has moved the ball on actually decent defenses. So it made a lot of sense. And plus, SMU turns the ball over against everybody, so forces turnovers against everybody. And Houston's pretty turnover prone. So scoring opportunities were going to be there. Keep in mind, they got 28 now, and they didn't convert a 4th and 1 on the 1 yard line as well.
Right. Yeah. Do you bet a lot of live NFL?
For NFL specifically, I'll only use it to hedge backwards. I don't bet a whole lot of live NFL. For live, if I'm going to bet it, it's definitely going to be NBA. I mean, NBA, you can crush betting live NBA.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I just took the Bucks plus 7.5 plus 105.
Live?
Yep.
Throw that in the chat.
Already did.
Sweet. Yeah, I agree completely, man. NBA is the sport to live bet for sure.
It's just based on the principles of how the game's played. I mean, barely any teams ever go wire to wire against the spread, covering. You're almost at this point in 2019, like granted, look, maybe 15, 20 years ago, 25 years ago when you were using pagers to make bets and, calling up your bookies or using checking pagers to get scores and calling your bookies, but nowadays with how easy it is to mobile bet and live bet, you're almost crazy to pregame bet NBA.
Oh, we get some Haskins action in this game.
Oh, they put him in, huh?
That's pretty freaking surprising.
Down 1 score, yeah, that's
The
surprising.
offensive line is giving him time back there. It's just like
There's an AP carry.
not doing shit in the red zone. That's their problem.
What do you need? 1 carry now for Peterson?
Pretty sure. He should be at 10. My phone's showing 9.
Yeah, I know that you like player props like we do. You bet a lot of player props in the NFL, right?
You talking to me? Oh yeah. I mean, I bet plenty of props. But the thing is like my against the spread record with NFL has been pretty good. It's my player props that have been really killing me, which has been quite tilting to say the least, because I feel like nobody loses betting player props, right? But
I've lost a lot of them, so yeah.
I've lost a few here and there.
I've been Polish middle. I've had some brutal losses.
that's the big thing is that the Polish middles are. I mean, in all sports, it's always so frustrating when I see people ask me, hey, like, would you hedge backward? This bet seemed like it was the wrong side. Would you hedge backwards now? And then you leave yourself that middle of whether it's 5-10 points in NFL or 20 or 15-20 points in NBA. I mean, look, it happens all the time. As far as games landing in that middle, people are crazy that do it. Just take your loss and move on.
Yep.
That should be never. I mean, I don't ever see the justification. I don't care if you're watching a game and you're like, oh, we're just on the wrong side here with our bet. We should, we should just bet the other side and give ourselves that middle, as a risk. But it's never plus EV, especially if you're, comparing your bankroll to, that second bet you made.
Yeah, you're a Jersey guy like me. My favorite thing that FanDuel has added are these live player props, man. We have been killing it with these live player props.
Oh, the live props are incredible. I've never seen a site offer them. I mean, I know DraftKings is like they'll do like a bunch of live offerings, but they're like limited. They're like next to a touchdown. But FanDuel's in its own world with what they're doing with the player props. So
they're so far ahead of Vegas, man. I cannot believe how innovative FanDuel has been.
You guys are lucky. I get one game
under in that Houston game.
Yeah, well, Max bets on 365.
So I get one game, like on an NFL card at 1 o'clock, I get one game to bet live. I get live player props for one NBA game. They gave me Harden and Westbrook points. That's all they give me because they know that like anybody that's betting that shit live is going to end up freaking being able to have an edge.
That's like Stone Age live betting right now.
I'm just blessed. Like, I'm just glad that I was born at a time and day and age where like we have online betting because like I'm old enough to remember the days of having to call my bookie and like I don't like talking to that Greek son of a bitch.
Yeah, the days of 100 timers. Give me 100 timer.
Jay, I got another winner for you.
Goddamn Flintstones.
What?
That third quarter under 58.5 in the Bucks Rockets game.
You gave it out on the show?
Yeah. That was the one me and Ant took before he got off.
Third quarter under 58.5. What was it?
They finished with 49 points in that quarter.
Awesome. Goddamn T.
In the Bucks game that was?
Yep.
People are going to be able to do a lot of community work with your winners tonight. Go out to your local community establishment, and support your local community workers. Yeah.
By
That's
that,
the way I can
Max.
say it.
By
Max,
that,
you're
Max,
a Crimson Tide guy.
Yes, I'm a Nick Saban guy. So where Nick Saban goes, that's where I go.
Are you like a okay? I was gonna say you're not like a. Are you like from there? Like I know.
No,
like,
no. I'm a Canadian, so I couldn't be farther away from Tuscaloosa. But I'm just a Nick Saban guy. I tell people that straight up. I'm like, if Nick Saban went to LSU tomorrow, Clemson, that's what you'd see behind me.
Were you a Saban guy when he sucked balls in the NFL?
When he was the Miami coach, yes, I unfortunately was. I've been a Nick Saban fan since he was with the Cleveland Browns. So
well said.
yeah, he was a jamope. I definitely thought that his hair was gonna fall out, and that he was gonna need blue pills to work his Johnson.
You are so fucking fugazi with this Alabama shit, bro.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. Like,
Just
you know
give it
what? I'm a Leaf
weeks,
fan.
we'll be giving them
52
shit when
years without a
LSU
Stanley Cup.
pounds them.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I think that. Well, first of all, Alabama football is like no other. I don't know if any of you guys have been down to Alabama, but like it's football and nothing else. No one gives a shit about anything else down there. It's pretty incredible. You know, fans of that nature are always fun to watch. But you know,
have you been to an Alabama game down there?
I haven't been to a game. I've been in the city while it's a game week. And it's just, you know, it's the talk of the town over there, and it's quite incredible. You know, I've been to I want to say I've only been to, believe it or not, I've only been to like a few college football games, and none big, like none like a big Alabama like rivalry game or anything like that. But you can just tell, like when you go to certain towns, how people talk, how people act. It's that or that's life or death out there.
Yeah.
So what is it like? New York Yankees throwing freaking liquid on Houston Astro guys pissing at the urinal?
I mean, that was one of the bigger douche things I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, that was fucking beyond me. I was like, shit, I wouldn't even have pulled something fucking sleazy like that.
Well,
At least wait till he's turned around, he has his zipper up. Then
I'm gonna call bullshit on that too.
As long as I can run away and there's no security that's thinking that I'm stealing something from the bathroom, or that I was trying to freaking solicit.
That total sack prop just cashed. That's
God damn it.
5.5, or that's 6, I think, because Cousins just went down again.
Tyler, you bastard!
Not mine, not mine, Max. Just the full game.
Oh, okay.
We still need one more out of the Vikings.
A big Pitt fan?
Say it again, Jay.
I was going to say, T, a big Pitt fan all around. I see Steelers, Pirates.
I with NFL, it's really weird. I don't like have a favorite team. I just go with whatever team's making me the most money that year and just ride on them.
Spoken like a true degenerate. I love it.
Baseball, I can care less for watching it. And plus,
have you taken a look?
Terrible.
Have you taken a look at games that you like for the weekend, college or NFL?
I typically like to, this week in particular, and I should have been more prepared for this show specifically, but I typically like to begin, as crazy as this sounds, the research on Friday, because I actually like letting money move throughout the week. I mean, I'm the
same way, bro.
I could hit it, like I could hit college lines early, and I'm sure, you know, get that good old fun CLV. But here's the thing, like for me, I'm college football is a sport a lot of people think they know versus actually know. I'd rather let the quote unquote sharps bang lines early for college football that open up, you know, better numbers throughout the week.
There's a deep ball for Diggs.
Specifically later.
I'm still stingy with the line. I still try to get the best of every number, but I'm like you, man. I don't.
Did he catch that?
He caught that.
Is that Diggs?
That's Diggs.
Cash it. Cash it. That's over 76.
But how many yards was that, T?
Tack another 15 on there. What'd you say, Matt?
How many yards was that reception, though?
Good bit.
Was it over 12? Because I need 12.
Oh, yeah, it was way over 12.
All right, then good. Jay, you can officially fucking call that cash because I cashed my 5 yards larger than yours. You son of a bitch.
There you go.
Fucking New Jersey fucking numbers.
Did you get the over? You took the over 23.5 long reception, right?
No, I didn't. I only doubled up. I didn't triple up.
I mean, you know, we all can't be great. I mean, some of us are bitches.
Sorry, I'm a fucking degenerate here, and I'm clicking like a fucking like I'm watching Showgirls, and I want to see more fucking titty. Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is, I'm still stingy with the lines, Shay. I won't bet anything if I miss the best of the number by 2.5 points. But I still wait till sometimes as late as Saturday morning at like 9 o'clock before I'll send whatever I want to send out to my guys. Like I'll wait the last minute. Sundays too. I like to see the market move.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoons. I mean, that's where you're going to see your biggest line movement. More often than not, you'll see your biggest line movement anyway. And to attack the other side, it's just disciplined, and it's really the right way to do it. Like I said, unless you're that confident early on that you're really going to get the best line. Other than that, there is no problem with waiting and betting late good numbers on the opposite ends of the money movement.
Yeah.
I just wait till JJ does the video and then I just tail his action. So that's how I just do it.
That works too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you partnered up with Sharpside, right? The app.
Yeah. So I do all my content with them on their channel. And I know for some of the guys that maybe started following me from Sharpside specifically, I had my own channel before them with my pops. What was really a channel he started 3-4 years ago. He's been a pro sports bettor for over 25 years. My grandfather was a bookie, kind of like grandfathered into this whole industry, much like Jay is.
Yep.
I was big into I was the young kid that was getting taken to the card games when I was 6, getting fed milk and cookies, in the smoke-filled poker rooms, while my dad and grandfather, ran and played in those card games. But it was big in Lodi, New Jersey. Lodi, New Jersey used to be a big Italian town. Big into obviously sports betting and gambling. But now it's obviously everything's more legalized. Everything's more taboo.
If you're a 35-year-old kid or a 30-year-old kid from an Italian family, man, in New Jersey, that's just the way of the world for us.
Oh yeah, fish for Christmas.
Yeah,
I was born on the wrong side of the goddamn border. I'll keep on saying that.
The 7 fishes on Christmas Eve.
Exactly. I was just in Canada, Max.
I know. I saw that you were in Alberta, but that's just so far. You should have come to Toronto. I don't. You did freaking 5-star freaking everything over here, buddy.
I don't pick it. The missus.
The miss picked it. All right,
yeah,
fair enough.
Got all moist about those mountains, and that's how I land. That's how we landed there. But look, beautiful. I mean, you can't pick a better scenery as far as Banff, Canada. But again, it's not really.
I haven't got there yet, man. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Oh, before the snow comes and it turns into snowboard ski valley, it's wonderful for the nature element of it.
I tell you what, though, I don't know, and I don't know if you guys ever been there, but there's this gondola ride that you ride up, you're already 4,000 or 5,000 square feet above whatever sea level. I was having nosebleeds. I'm just not used to that. I'm climate or whatever. Either way, they had this gondola ride, which looked like it was built in the 40s. And you have to ride it for 10 minutes. That was the scariest shit I've ever done. I mean, I've done some wild shit before, but you couldn't pay me to do that again. And the people that work in that building, you take this gondola ride up to these fancy restaurants. It's all nonsense. But the people who work in those buildings, they need to take that gondola back and forth every day to and from work. Oh, you couldn't pay me. I don't care what you're paying.
Oh man, I'd be yo, I need a private heli.
Yeah,
Get me out of there.
Exactly. Have Rick Ross pick you up.
Oh, and I'm sure that there's some fucking Labatt freaking or Molson Canadian drinking Canadian that's I got a heli. I can do that for you. That's the good thing about being out west. People are a lot more willing to help you out.
Oh yeah. Oh, people very nice out there. Very nice.
In Toronto, people will see you fucking begging for change and just be kick you.
That's Pittsburgh.
We try to be like New York in ways. We want to be.
Cody in the chat says, JJ, your dad's older videos are hilarious.
Oh my God, your dad made this one video about the fat flap.
I was just gonna say the fat him banging fat flaps. Yeah, he's wild.
Oh my God, when I'm having a bad day, I just watch that over again. It makes me laugh every time.
He's wild. No, he's a character, but I'm gonna get to be with him in Vegas next weekend, which will be fun. So I'll probably do a live video with him while we're out there. He hasn't done a video in a while. I made the joke that he's transitioning through a sex change, But he's all right though. He's good. I mean, I make it seem like like he's the big deal. He's a pain in my ass. He calls me like twice a day about nonsense. But no, he's a funny mofo. If you're somebody who's been following this channel or me and never seen any videos from him, I mean, he's funny. He did a Kentucky Derby video a while back. Just piss your pants laughing.
So we need one more reception. One more reception from Diggs and 2 more carries from Peterson, and SBR would have sent out their 11th winner.
I think we need one more catch from Terry too, and then that'll cash that.
Jesus Christ.
As long as this basketball game stays where it's at, that plus 7.5's looking good. They were up 1 last time I looked.
And Kyle Rudolph managed to get me 3 receptions. What a good tall person. Tall people, they got some use.
We were talking about it earlier. When is the last time that you've seen a market be so down on 2 NFL football teams like this year with the Dolphins and the Redskins? I mean, the Bills gave 17 to the Dolphins last weekend.
Yeah, I think that the Redskins are in a different class though. Like I get it, obviously the Dolphins almost beat the Redskins, but that's just because both teams don't even want to win games. But like I feel like the Redskins aren't in that same class. I mean, the Dolphins, to me, this is the worst team ever. Like this is worse than the Detroit Lions. Like even the Detroit Lions, what was that, 10 years ago under Schwartz? Like that team at least looked competitive in some games. Like I know that it was like, oh well, this team might go 0-16, but like they looked competitive in some games. This Dolphins team, I mean, how botched and fixed did that Fitzpatrick drive look?
Oh my God, worse than the Browns winless season a couple years ago.
Oh my God, when they were up 5 at the 1 yard line, it was almost like, I swear to God, it was almost like he got the signal in his ear. Like, Fitzpatrick, look, we need to botch this. The offensive line basically laid down. He fumbled. The team can't even fumble right. Like he fumbles the ball when he recovers his own fumble. Like he wasn't even supposed to. He was like reaching his arm out, like faking like he wanted to recover it, and the ball like fell in his lap. And then the next play he throws a pick. The team's just a joke. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. Like in Survivors, at this point, you'd be crazy to just not keep picking against them. I mean, it's just it's wild. Like I said, I can't remember the last time a team's been as bad as Miami. I can remember teams as bad as this Redskins team, because believe it or not, this Redskins team again has at least looked competitive in some games.
Yeah.
Especially like even like early tonight. I mean, look, they come out with a good game script with Keenum, and Keenum's a respectable quarterback. I know some people like to throw shame on him, but like, under Zimmer, he looked legit. I mean, so NFL's a coaches league though. Coaches can really change a player or players.
Look at Jared Goff. Look what McVay did with Goff.
Yeah. Jared Goff's not good enough to bag groceries at my local grocery store. and McVay's got him looking like a stud. Now, granted, obviously Goff's headaches are starting to come to fruition. But
he was the leading MVP candidate through 10 weeks last year.
Wild.
So, I mean, but yeah, you're right. This Miami team. But you know what? I still held my nose and took the 17.5 last week against Buffalo, just because I know Buffalo's defense is good, but they're still ranked like 27th in offensive DVOA on Football Outsiders. Pro Football Focus hates that offense. I just don't see how they're going to be sustainable with that offense. It's not good.
Yeah, it's is their record like 6-1 now, or
it's 5-1, I think.
It's crazy. I'll tell you what, that is a true Eagles smash spot this weekend. I know that money's been coming in on Buffalo, but Philly's just that team, right? That team that just like when everybody's starting to doubt them, it's like all of a sudden they just kind of come to life. And Buffalo's a bit overrated in the market anyway.
Did you have action on that Sunday night game? Fucking killed me, man. That Dallas Eagles game, we were on Philly plus the points.
Oh yeah, that was a tough game to watch. The missus in my house is a huge Philly fan, so no poon for me. That was just a tough game to watch. Like I said, because when you think about it, if you're talking from a betting perspective, maybe it made sense to bet Dallas. Obviously, losing 3 straight, kind of a correction spot. But it was tough to see them play that poorly, though, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going with Haskins, I guess, in this second half.
All Haskins got to do is get sacked one more time for me, and throw the ball to his former college teammate one time.
Did I miss something in the beginning of the second half? Because Keenum was like, what was he, like 13 for 15 for 130 yards? I mean, how much?
I don't know why they pulled him, man.
He has a concussion.
Oh,
was gonna
okay.
say.
Yeah.
He snuck that ball in there.
Season win totals this year. I was screaming from the rooftops on our old channel about how the Cleveland Browns under
Tyler,
9.5 was just
put your
pretty
plays on the Warrior game in the chat. Just to let you guys know, 96.95 Let's effing go, T. Get that plus 7.5.
You need one more carry from Peterson to catch.
I gotta
that
add
prop.
up Greek Freak stat line and see if he's over 46 yet.
Man,
He was
people
at
are just gonna
43
hate
last
us
time I
because we're
checked.
fucking winning. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, he
So,
made the
what
stick
did
on
you
the
think
turf.
about
True.
what did you think about this Cleveland Browns team going into the year? Did you really think they were going over season win total like that?
No, I think that it wasn't one I bet, and I saw a few different numbers. Obviously, it's great that if you got 9.5, that's incredible. I think it was one of those things where it's like the market completely overreacted to them.
Yes.
Obviously picking up Odell, but look, the organization is still dysfunctional. So it's like, and when you think about it, like when you talk about all those personalities on that team, Odell, Baker, Landry, it's like, at what point does that come to a head? I'm not sure how it hasn't yet.
You're also forgetting about Myles Garrett, who's a fucking mental case himself.
Listen,
and
and he is incredible. He is incredible, though.
Yeah, but he's liable to kill somebody in the offseason.
He was punched in the face by a fan last week.
Yeah. Like,
catch that rush attempt.
I'm a Cleveland Brown fan, JJ, and I said from before the season started that don't drink the Kool-Aid on these guys. Like, all they know how to do is lose, disappoint, and break my fucking heart. That's all they know how to do. They slurp cock soup more than bookies do.
We got those numbers because like 4.5 months ago, as soon as the totals dropped, I wrote an article for Odds Market, so we got some really good numbers. Under 9.5 for the Browns, over 8.5 for the 49ers, over 6.5 for the Lions, under 8.5 for the Titans, and a few others, like under for the Giants. But what did you think about the Tennessee? Was another team, man. I just didn't see them winning 9 games this year because of how bad that offense was. They were 7th in rushing last year, I think, but they were 29th in passing, right? I figured if you stack the box against Henry, how do they move the ball?
I think it's a solid bet. I mean, that team's Jekyll and Hyde. To me, it's all about that team's defense. Because that team's defense tends to keep them in games. Obviously, Vrabel's really good as their head coach, and I think that obviously Mariota's now taken a step back, and now it's gone from bad to worse. They've obviously benched Mariota. So I think that obviously a great bet. To me, they were a little too Jekyll and Hyde. Like, you don't really know what you get, and then it got a little worse when obviously the luck news came out. But yeah, when you think about that division, like Watson's legit. I mean, Houston wasn't gonna win like less than like seven or 8 games, right? And if you start talking about in rival division games, like how many of these games was Tennessee gonna win? I mean, you have obviously if the Colts had luck, which they were supposed to, preseason. So for me, it was that was a good bet by you guys to grab. It was really not. Was it 9.5 after the luck news?
It was under 8.5 for Tennessee.
8.5. Okay. So that makes a little more
8.5. But I personally, no luck killed me. Before luck, I had over 9.5 for their season win total. I had them to win the division, and I had them at 18-1 to win everything. I loved Indianapolis coming into the year because I thought Darius Leonard and that defense looked really good. I mean, Brissett's been serviceable. Do I think that they're going to win the division? I mean, I guess they have a shot. I figured it was the Texans' division to lose after luck went down, but Indianapolis has played better than I thought.
Colts have looked great, specifically at home. They've looked really good.
Tyler, this game is fucking crazy, bro.
Jay, I got 3 winners for you that came through.
Oh my god, put them in, T.
The Greek Freak cashed his points, rebounds, and assists over 46.5. The sack prop cashed. and AP's rushing attempts cashed.
All right, hang on. What was
Bro.
it? 10 or 10? 10 or 10 and a half?
It was 10.5. He's at 11.
Okay.
Like these Bucks are minus 390 on the money line. Obviously, there's 5 minutes left, but
Ant's
like,
gonna cash that minus 3.5 at plus money, hopefully. The last bet I got on this football game, I need Terry to catch the ball one more time for Washington.
What do I need? Okay, I need the
a
Vikings to.
reception from Diggs.
Hold on, what's going on in this Minnesota game? I'm not paying attention. Oh shit! I need them to score some points.
Twatty said, "Are you guys going 20-0 tonight?"
No,
well, I
we're
think
not.
we've hit 12 so far.
I think I already lost 1 or 2.
Yeah, the Washington, the Minnesota to win every quarter is in trouble right now.
I lost the Bucks first quarter money line and Reggie Jackson's points prop.
All right, so we'll go 17-3. That's all right. Were you on the over in that Houston game last weekend against Indy? I thought that was the best play on the board last week, Jay.
I don't bet a lot of totals in the NFL. I've said this before, and look, obviously it was a great bet because when you think about it, obviously the two offenses and Watson is just one of those quarterbacks. Before I make my point, Watson is just one of those quarterbacks that, like, I think I could be wrong. Has he never lost a game by more than 7?
Not last year for sure. I'm not sure career wise though.
So like, think about what your record is if you ever live bet Houston games plus 7.5. He's never. I don't think it's just last year, Jay. I think in his career, I don't think he's ever lost a game that he started and finished by more than 7 points. So you know that if like a team gets a lead, he's going to bring them back. He's obviously his ability to extend the pocket has been great.
Do you think they have the best trio of wide receivers in the league?
When you say trio, you mean with
Fuller,
with who, Kiki or Stills?
Stills.
I guess I don't know. I'm not like I know people like Fuller. He drops too many passes for me. I get it. Like, and he did the same shit at Notre Dame. Like people loved him coming into the draft. Oh, his speed. He gets separation. But like I watched this kid countlessly at Notre Dame get hit in the hands with deep balls and drop them. It's no surprise that now it's happening. Obviously in the NFL. Look, I think that obviously he's got so much potential. To me, I'm a Diggs Thielen guy. I know, you might call it a bit biased. I'm not a big Vikings fan, but if, gun to my head, a team to root for, it's obviously the Vikings.
That's a great combo though. I love Adam Thielen.
But them two together have been,
that's probably the best 1-2 punch.
Have been incredible. Even though they seemingly took a back step the first few games, they're right back in, back in position.
JJ and Jay, would you guys live bet the under 38.5 now? Josh Rogan wants to know in the chat. Are you guys paying attention to the game?
16-9. They got 25 points in the 5 minutes left in the third. 2 touchdowns burns you. I don't know. Would it shock me to see 2 more touchdowns? Not when you consider how many of these field goals should have been touchdowns. I would say probably not. I would think if you missed the 42.5, you just let that one go.
And Jay, I was listening. I heard you say that you don't usually bet NFL totals, but I said that anyways.
Yeah, I don't. And the main reason I don't bet totals is because, and look, obviously it's subjective, but for me in the NFL specifically, it's not as bad in college. For the NFL specifically, whether you cash totals or not really comes down to just a few factors: how teams perform inside the 20s on both sides of the ball, when and where turnovers occur, and the fun old yellow flags. For me, like, and most people don't realize this, like whether you cash your totals or not, like you might have short-term memory on when a flag happens or when a pass interference happens in your favor. Typically people never forget when they happen against them, but
right.
You could, if you watch the game tape back of all the totals you've bet over the last 5, 10 years, whatever, you'll find that a lot of your totals either won or didn't win specifically because of flags, specifically because of where turnovers occurred, which is a tough stat that way. How could you even project that, right? Like when it specifically fumbles, you can't even project fumbles. and what really teams do in the red zone. Now, granted, certain teams are better defensively in the red zone. Certain teams are better offensively in the red zone. I get that. But there's just a lot of variables that, to me, it's spread betting makes a lot more sense for NFL totals. I've been burned so many times by factors that I just can't project in spreadsheets and models, which makes it very difficult. But again, doesn't mean there's not favorable spots. I've just been burned too often to try to keep finding them.
Bringing it back to college football, do you think Penn State is now a little overrated in the marketplace? I kind of like Michigan State at home getting 6 against Penn State off that big Michigan win. What do you think about that?
Oh, I certainly think Penn's overrated. I'd have to dig a bit deeper in that game. And Michigan State's one of those teams that typically gets money anyway. What did that line? I'm trying to pull it up here. What did that line open at?
I think 6. Let me check. We'll check.
Yeah, 6. I'm seeing current 5.5.
Yeah.
Probably a decent spot, obviously, to grab Michigan State. But if you wait, you should be able to get 6 again come Saturday.
I agree.
I know it's down to 5.5. I'll tell you what, one of the games I know I'm going to like for Saturday, I get it. Ohio State's like undefeated against the spread or pretty close to it. How do you not bet Wisconsin getting 14.5?
Prior to that game against Illinois, that line was 10.
I mean, that's really what I'm getting at. It's a complete overreaction line. Like if you're somebody that's looking for holes in a line, that line's 3, maybe even 4 entire points off. And when you draw up, what type of team is going to at least be able to slow down Ohio State? It's going to be a team that plays good defense, and it's going to be a team that runs the ball effectively. Wisconsin's got one of the best offensive lines, if not the best offensive line in football or in college football. And obviously their stud running back Taylor behind him. And look, they play stout defense. To me, it's an overreaction line. And when you think about it, like if Wisconsin won against Illinois and didn't cover, this line is still probably 13. I mean, this line is still probably 12.5, 13, right? It's not 14.5.
Yeah, definitely.
And with how that game ended against Illinois, I don't know if you watched the game, but it's like Jonathan Taylor fumbles. He never fumbles. He fumbles like 3 times twice in his career. To allow Illinois to drive down the field and score afterwards. And then their quarterback, who's, one of the better game managers in college football, doesn't really turn the ball over, throws a real interesting interception. And again, all of that information swayed this line 4 points. To me, that is such a slam dunk spot for Wisconsin. I
agree, man.
It's so good. It's tough to really know how good they are. And Wisconsin really hasn't played a whole lot yet. But, man, that is a gigantic number.
I've been echoing the best offense in college football, their defense, best offensive line in college football. Their defense is really good. I agree. I think it's an overreaction, and I think you're probably going to be able to get 14 and a hook if you wait. Another spot, Notre Dame, Michigan. I kind of like Michigan here, man. Oh. Now the line's moved. Michigan opens a 2.5 point favorite. Now they're +1. Notre Dame's played one team, Georgia, and it's a very down Georgia team. Who have they played?
Exactly. I think obviously you're getting well from what I'm seeing here. Oh yeah, it's just a lot of Notre Dame money. I wouldn't even consider it sharp. I mean, it's just a lot of Notre Dame money. I think it's gotten to the point now where people just feel like Harbaugh can't win big games. And look, they could be right. Obviously the numbers are there that prove that for whatever reason, Harbaugh is just not prepared for big games. But ultimately, you're probably getting too much of an overreaction here. And look, Notre Dame's great, but I mean, doesn't mean they don't make. I mean, it doesn't mean they can't be overrated in the marketplace. And I definitely think they are. They play in that independent conference. And I mean, look, obviously they squeak a win against USC a few weeks ago. The extra week they had helps. But I think you're right. I think there's decent value now that you're getting plus money. Not plus money, but you're probably getting like +100, right? Michigan?
Right. Yeah, right around there. Yeah, at home. The only thing that I worry slightly about is how down they are off that Michigan loss because their season's basically over now for anything that they were trying to do. But I still think it's an overreaction when this Notre Dame team has not really been tested this year. South Carolina just beat Georgia, right? This is not the Georgia team we saw last year.
Yeah, I think that, well, first of all, if you're Georgia, you got to be kicking yourself, right, for letting Fields walk. I mean, look, Fromm's respectable, but, I mean, Fields is just a whole nother animal.
Fromm's got no real weapons on that offense either other than his running back.
That's what I mean. And you would figure the coaching staff would realize that and turn to Fields. I get it. Like Jake Fromm is like Mr. Georgia. Like I know that he like grew up there. He played he was their best, like one of the best high school quarterbacks ever in Georgia. But like, I mean, at some point you got to realize like Fields is more talented in Ohio State. He is just crushing it there.
Yeah, he looks unbelievable. He looks really good. What do you think about this LSU team? Do you think they could beat Alabama? I can't believe how the step Burrow took.
Shut your mouth, Jay.
Oh, there he goes.
Shut your fucking mouth. Nick Saban ain't letting that shit happen, even with a fucking backup, third string, fourth string. If he fucking pulled the quarterback off the street, he's fucking gonna make him a winner.
Isn't it funny? Like you'd look at a team like LSU and you'd think like, oh, just blindly bet them each week. I mean, Jesus, Vegas can't figure out how good they are. They just can't. And yet people continue to bet against them. Week in, week out, people fade LSU against the spread. And it's like a decent amount of money too. I mean, the big thing was, I remember a few weeks ago, everybody was like, oh, Utah State, this is the team. This is the team that's gonna expose that defense. And I mean, Utah State, what they goose egg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it 3 points?
Oh,
no,
six,
I think it was.
six.
Okay.
That's
Six,
not
it
your
was probably
normal
against the four stringers.
That is still a solid defense. It's just their offense scores so fast and puts them right back out on the field.
Well,
I
was
surprised.
and that's the big thing. Like if you go to pace, like they're in the middle of the league. Like they're not rushing tempo. They're just extremely efficient. They're really impressive to watch. And look, the Alabama game is going to be a great one. The thing with Burrow was, I mean, he was recruited by Ohio State.
Yeah.
He was recruited by Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder how a guy like him slides to LSU.
Unbelievable.
He's been incredible.
I know. Now, well, they have to get by Auburn this week. The line's 10. I think Bo Nix could be the SEC quarterback of the future, but I think that Burrow right now, especially with not knowing the status of Tua, he's the best quarterback in the SEC by a fucking mile, right? So I thought I was fortunate. I had them last week against Florida. I think we won by the hook. I was surprised on how easy it was for Florida to move the ball. Like I threw out the Texas game because I like Sam Ehlinger a lot. I think they have a good offense. So I was like, okay, LSU gives up 38 to Texas. All right. But I'm surprised how many points that LSU gave up to an average Florida offense. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a few things. I think Florida's a little better than people think. I mean, I know that like there was a little while where people like kind of really liked Florida, and now everybody's kind of like, I think they're better. I think they're better than people think. But you're right. I'm not saying I don't think LSU has like a championship caliber defense, but they don't need it. As long as and what's his name? Saban's proven over the years that if you throw a quarterback that can at least be somewhat mobile and accurate, you can score points against Saban. I mean, remember Manziel? Like Manziel, in the two games he played against Saban, I think he scored 45 in both games.
Yes.
Don't forget about when Chad Kelly used to light him up.
Yeah, I mean, and I know Saban's good, but like if you get a quarterback that's at least a little mobile, and can actually throw a ball accurately, Saban's defenses have certainly been exposed. LSU should be able to move the ball against that Bama secondary.
This is not your normal Alabama defense.
Yep.
100%. I agree there.
There's no key player on that defense you look at and go, that's their guy. Like Dylan Moses is gone.
What do you think about Auburn this week? You think LSU covers the 10?
I think let's see real quick. 10 everywhere. Oh, opens 11. I think that's a tough game to call. Again, for me, it's hard. LSU's a tough team to bet on right now, just because they're almost like that model busting type of team where like you put the numbers on paper and it's like every week it kind of makes sense to fade them, but they just continue to outperform numbers and Vegas, and it's a tough game for me to bet. That's probably going to be a stay away spot for me. Yeah. And as for Auburn and Bo Nix, I'd be interested to see his development because Gus Malzahn has never been known for having good quarterbacks. He's always been a big running backs guy. Like he really gets running backs to the NFL. They just don't do anything when they get to the NFL. Like I remember Trey Mason was an absolute freak in the national championship against Bama, and he had a tremendous year. And they just, to me, I question Malzahn's ability to really develop a quarterback. So I'm not sure how much he'll be able to develop this kid. But hopefully it's a good game. But it's not going to be a game I bet because, again, I can't – the value is probably on Auburn, but I can't – at this point, you'd be probably crazy to fade LSU with how good they've been against the spread and how much they continue to outperform numbers.
Yeah, man, I agree. They don't know, the marketplace doesn't know how to price LSU right now. That's true. What do you think about is Oregon the best team in the Pac-12 to you? I'm high on Utah. I've been high on them for like a year because I think their defensive front line is maybe the second best in college football behind Auburn's front seven. But I would be interested to know what you think about the Pac-12.
That's a really tough conference to figure out. Like Arizona State, like people love that defense. So like they're in the pack. They're a tough win whenever you play them. Obviously, Utah should be getting the respect preseason. I mean, that team should have been hands down the best team in the Pac-12.
They were tied about plus 250 with Oregon to win the Pac-12 title.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I think everybody's basically blowing the Oregon QB.
Yeah, Herbert, which I'm not completely sold on. Are you?
Jay, there's another reception from Stefon Diggs.
Oh, cash it. Boom. There's another one.
No, I think it's tough to tell. Oregon plays good defense though.
Cash Milwaukee live.
Ant's gonna hit that minus 3.5 on the Bucks, and I'm gonna hit the plus 7.5 on the Bucks.
Jesus Christ. This is why everybody hates us. The fucking hate we get is real. I can't help it. What do you want from me?
But for me, I definitely prefer Utah in that conference. The big offensive line, obviously the good running back, the great defense. So I prefer Utah, but that is such a tough conference to figure out because again, there's a lot of like sneaky good teams in that conference. Like Colorado is sneaky good. Well, maybe not good, but I mean, they can at least compete. They can score.
Montez. Yeah, I agree with that.
Obviously there's USC, right? I mean, Arizona's, you can't sleep on them every game, right? I mean, with how they can move the ball offensively. So to me, that's a tough conference to figure out. But I definitely lean Utah to win that conference.
The line was Bucks minus 3.5. You said, Tyler?
Yeah, Ant got the Bucks alternate line at minus 3.5. I think he had it at like plus 130.
All right.
He'll be in the chat to say it in a second.
Of course he will.
He's still in there. I had the plus 7.5 at plus 105.
Plus 145, Ant says.
That's my bad.
Yeah, so the boys are also on LA Football Club and the both teams to score and the over 2.5.
So you won't make another bet on the World Series then? You're good.
Oh, I'm good. Now, I may do a video next week if the series extends, just to have like another video play. That I guess I'll bet if I find it favorable enough. But no, for me, I'm plenty content with ending the season. It was a good one. So,
all right. Well, for people that have not bet the World Series, have no futures. What do you think about Game 3?
I think it's difficult. I know that Greinke. What's the current line? It's like
minus 140, I think, on Greinke.
So like the tough part for me, and I know it's kind of like a non-analytics thing, but like Greinke continues to say his anxiety isn't affecting him, and it doesn't affect him, and he takes medication for it. But like, what they did to him in New York, what's not like cool, but you could tell like he's not the same pitcher. Like this is why years ago he never wanted to come to a team like New York. He didn't want to pitch in big games. It's tough for me to back a guy like him. And look, when you think about it, what the Nats have now won 8 in a row. I mean, how do
you would know? I'm not a baseball guy.
I think it's I do believe it's 8 in a row.
They swept whoever they played the last round, and now I think you're right.
Because they won I think it's 8 in a row because they beat the Dodgers. They won the last 2 of the Dodgers. They swept the Cards. Now they're up to it's 8 in a row. So I mean, if you're talking momentum, I tell people all the time, how do you bet against a team that's 8-0 in their last 8 games in the postseason?
Yeah, man. I guess you're right there. What's the total? All
Probably
these
7
totals
or
have been
7.5.
what? 7.5 ish.
There was the one 8.5, but didn't it go down to 7.5 before the game? Was
Yeah,
it game one?
I'm seeing some 8. It opened 7. I'm seeing some 8. It's I think to be clear though, I think the 7 number was with the assumption that because that was an early line, but I think the assumption was going to be that what's his name was going to pitch their lefty. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Corbin?
Yeah. So I think with Sanchez pitching, the total moved a bit and the spread moved a bit. But again, how do you lay Vig on the road with a cold team?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, JJ. Steven Strasburg has turned into a pitcher that people are comparing in a way to guys like Pedro Martinez. What have you seen as like a borderline Nat fan and the progression so far from Strasburg this year?
I don't think he's pitched long enough to get any comparisons to Pedro. And also, if you think about it, like when Pedro pitched, it was a different era, right? Like it was a steroid era, and Pedro's ERA was in like the low twos. Like nobody's ERA was that low during that time because everybody was on the sauce. So I think that Strasburg's been good. I wouldn't consider him in that class just yet. I'll tell you what, all the people that argued 4 or 5 years ago when they shut down Strasburg on one of their playoff runs, and they were limiting his innings. I mean, boy, has that worked out. He's been tremendous. But I think that, I wouldn't put him in that class. I got to be honest. Like, I don't even know if he's top 3, top 5 in baseball right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good, but like for me, Bueller from LA, practically unhittable. I know that he's young, but obviously Verlander's up there for me. For me, I value Scherzer higher than Strauss. Now, if we're talking guys that are going to dominate baseball for the next 5 to 10 years, so then maybe picking a trajectory, I'd say Strasburg, as long as he finishes strong, could be up there and in the conversation with Pedro. But now it's tough to compare him.
Okay, because like I was hearing Frank Thomas and A-Rod, and like obviously they're a little like on the Kool-Aid, because like last night they're talking about how everything that was coming out of Strasburg's arm was looking the same, and that batters weren't having enough time to react when they realized what pitch had actually been thrown to them. So like I want to ask you about that, because as like a person that doesn't really bet on baseball but plays baseball, I'm always interested in.
I think it's tough. There's so much technique on the pitching level, and a lot of deception that's obviously required. Strasburg obviously last night had his A game, except for the 2-run homer to Bregman. But look, obviously he's made strides, but he's been good since he came out. It's not like he just all of a sudden this year became really good. I mean, he's been really good, and obviously the mixing up the pitches has been great. And look, the deception has been big too. And obviously A-Rod and Frank Thomas, I mean, who better than them to pick it up? So for me, I got to see another 3-4 years out of this from him to at least entertain the idea that he's got Pedro level caliber, but he's been really good. He has.
And talk to me. We haven't covered the NBA. I'm not a big NBA guy like you. If I'm going to bet on the NBA, it's going to be live. What are your teams that you're looking to be on? Teams you're looking to fade? You couldn't pay me to bet that sport. Now it's a little different this year. And for me, the last few years as an NBA fan, it was a tough sport to watch regular season because regular season meant nothing. Okay. You kind of knew the 3 or 4 teams in both conferences that had a shot to win the ship. Right. And then you just see like for me, like if you're like a guy like LeBron or if you're a guy like Curry, like who gives a shit about a random game on a Thursday night when you're going to win 60 games anyway? Like, so, you could put all the numbers on paper for yourself in NBA. It just, to me, the season's the way the season's built and more than half the teams make the playoffs or half the teams make the playoffs. Home court advantage isn't even a gigantic factor. For me, it's a very unfun sport
to bet. For me, I get why people like to bet it, but for me, it's a very unfun sport to bet. But with that said, there's still, with the way the sport is played, there are still plenty of advantages live betting it, as I mentioned, and as I'm sure you guys are crushing with as well.
Yeah, I echo all that, man. I'm not a huge fan of the sport. That's why, we're going to lean heavy on Tyler. That's his thing, the NBA. But I don't think I'll make one pregame bet the entire year. If I'm going to bet on the NBA, it's going to be live. And it's interesting that I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it's been a foregone conclusion that for the last 5 years, it's going to be like,
Golden State and Cleveland.
Yeah,
That was it.
LeBron against Golden State.
You had Houston try and climb up the ladder at one point. They fell back down. This year, you don't know who's going to be there.
Yeah, now there's a lot more parity, which makes the league different this year specifically.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, man. That's a good point.
I feel like you'll get a little more effort out of some of these guys in these regular season games because I feel like that home court advantage may play a little bit more of a bigger key come playoff times with some of these teams.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, for you, T, what are some factors you like to look at? Like, are you a big I know for instance DFS specifically is, I wouldn't say it's an easy sport, but going into a game when you're talking player by player matchups, you can kind of tell some teams just really struggle against the 4, or some teams just really struggle against the 2. But like, if you're handicapping the sport specifically, as far as the numbers go, the spreads go, what are some things you're looking for?
See, I like to stay completely away from pregame spreads. I'll take the money line if it's a good enough value. I'll take the total if I like the number. When you were saying how the DFS where they play down to certain positions, that's where I like to look into the player props and see how they matched up against that team before, see how that team's played against guys that play similar to their power forward. And if that guy's value on his points is low enough, I think we got a chance there.
Exactly. And that makes sense. So you're with them too. You don't bet a lot pregame. You really crack live lines.
The only time I'll do pregame is the team totals, the total, and some player props or the money line. I will not touch a spread.
That makes sense.
Because the spread changes not even a half second into the game.
Oh, I mean, you're right. And then the sport is built on so many runs. 10-0 run here, 8-0 run here, 12-0 run here.
That's why I was telling Ant before he got off when the Bucks were down 15. I was like, "Don't worry." I was like, "That -3.5. You could still be golden on that." And look, he cashed.
Oh, look at Toronto. Look at Toronto on what was that, Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, they were 7 points and they ended up winning by 8.
They were down 3 with less than 60 seconds.
Yep.
They win by 8.
That's overtime for you in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a whole dose of freaking Freddie Van Vliet, baby.
Yeah.
Lock it down.
Are you big into college sports, JJ? Like, I'm not college sports, college basketball in particular.
Yeah, that's where I started. More or less started my channel about 11 months ago. So, but I'll probably pick that up in January. I probably won't spend a lot of time with it before then. It's for a few reasons. Number one, there's a lot of people like the big markets right now aren't going to really be into college basketball. And I get it when I say big markets, like the bulk of listeners, viewers, watchers, they'll be the few select that want it and obviously that need it and obviously want the help. But for me, I'm obviously only one person. I got to pick my spots for what I do content with. And I know that more people will want NFL, more people will want college football. But once obviously bowl games comes around for college football, NFL dies down for playoffs, that's when I'll start to spin up more college basketball to drive me right into baseball season.
Max is a college basketball savant.
Yeah,
it's all he covers. Like all year he preps for it. So that's awesome. I'm glad you're into college basketball.
Now you like to bet those little pee schools, right? Like the ones that fix games.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I can talk to the team managers, it just helps me even more. So I just harass them for about 2 months after once the summer begins, and then I just start to build lists again. I have like a pretty detailed power rating system for all 354 teams. I analyze all the schedules. I do line analysis. So I'm creating my own lines beforehand. And then I'm playing off my edges when the season comes out and I actually start seeing lines. I know the teams. I know what the schemes that they're running. I know what works and what doesn't work against them. And I watch a lot of games. So some stats, some eye tests, and I've been able to manage to find a little niche in this shit.
Awesome.
Let me just pause for a minute and say there are 130 people watching this show right now. Okay, it's a little down from earlier in the night. We have cashed 16 tickets, and there are 75 likes. Could somebody explain to me why that is? You guys got to smash that like button for us. Come on, boys.
Takes
Could
half
be
a
because I'm
second.
an abrasive asshole. That's why.
It's all Max's fault.
It is.
14 people decided that they didn't like 16 winners. God bless them. God bless them.
Well, if you took the field goal prop under, well, I'm sorry. It's like it's not my fault that I didn't give you a handy behind the
Cody
fucking
says
Dairy
that's
Queen.
embarrassing. Ronnie Crawford in the chat says, JJ, what's up, my brother?
What up, Ron?
Yeah, man. Everybody, you know how gambling Twitter is and the internet. Everybody that's in your chat is in our chat, vice versa. It's fun to hang out with a great group of internet cappers every night. It's a joy.
Oh yeah, I mean, what's more fun than being a degenerate and hanging out with other degenerates just like you?
Yeah, man. Do you think that you think that's the trend? We're going to see more and more networks with like marathon live betting. 9 months ago, Jay, I didn't see one company or person doing what I did on my channel.
Yeah, I think that I think there's a few things. Some of the stuff is going to be tough to swallow. And I think that what I mean by that is I think that you're going to see a lot of these networks, and they're already starting to do it, where they take their analysts and they start having their analysts start talking about sports betting. The problem with that is, an analyst's job to break down a game is different than a sports bettor's job to break down a game. And they're just kind of like plugging these guys in to give out sports bets, and there's no records being tracked. And it's just like a free for all. I think that what you guys do is the right thing in the right way. And I think that, look, at the end of the day, what a lot of people need to understand is it's okay to lose. Like, I think that so many people like hide their records, delete losses, and I think that the harsh reality is that you're going to lose in this industry. I mean, it's going to happen. Now, I think that people just over time, I think as these states legalize it, you're going to see more of these heads pop up, call them pop-up touts. And obviously I'm not even on Instagram. I can only imagine what that shit shows like.
Me either.
So, but
I'm on it. It's a cesspool.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fucking cesspool.
And it's not to berate anybody specifically. I mean, you never hear. I mean, I'll never put anybody down. I mean, I know what this industry is as it is anyway. I'm not here to bash anybody, but there are a lot of people, especially like you guys, that do it the right way. And there's just a lot of people that don't. I think that if you're out there, not posting, deleting losses and not talking about them, kind of like that elephant in the room, I think that it goes a long way to your fans. The people that respect you, they want to hear you at least mention the losses. It means a lot to them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, people that bet minus 110, 5.5 times out of every 10, you're a winner. You're still losing 4.5 times out of every 10 bets you make.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's what people don't get. I thought long and hard, Jay, about I got so much hate because the first thing everybody says is, your record's bullshit. You're not up 200 and whatever units in 9 months. It's not possible to do that. So when SBR picked up the show, I was like, I don't know if I want to do a unit count because the hate that comes with it if you're winning is incredible, man. It really is.
Have like a little number ticker in like one of these corners of the screen, and with every winner we had tonight, watch that number go up.
It's just incredible. Like I don't know. So like we haven't started a unit count yet. I mean, we went 31-12 opening weekend, and tonight we had 16 winners. But I haven't kept the unit count only because of the negative attention that it brings, because there are so many people that hate on you for winning.
It's tough. It's tough, and you bring up a good point that it's like if you just let people know your record's good, that's probably good enough. But I tell you what, like, I got a lot of respect. I mean, look, Kelly in Vegas, obviously, in my opinion, she's come a long way because like now she like purposely promotes the losses. And I think the idea there is to she doesn't even care at this point. She wants she wants retweets and likes and all that stuff, good, bad, or indifferent. But look, at the end of the day, you got to respect it. If a handicapper is out there posting losses, to me, it's better than hearing about the wins. But look, like I said, what you guys do is the right way. And that's why, look, you guys know I'm in a small circle. I don't jump on a bunch of shows. Not like I'm being asked to go on hundreds anyway. But I mean, I respect what you guys do. Like I respect what Ski Profit does. I respect what very few do in this industry. And obviously, you guys just keep up the good work. Everybody you bring on here is legit. Everybody you deal with is legit. And look, the research shows and the results show, and that's the big thing.
Well, there's an empty seat, man. Anytime you're down and you're bored at home to hang out for a couple hours with us. Anytime
the porn sites are down, I'll give you.
The porn sites are never down.
Oh, no.
They're never
There
down.
he goes.
No, but look, honestly, I love love sitting here chatting with you guys and talking anything. I mean, shit, at this point, anything.
So give me your schedule now. So the Sports with Facts YouTube page, you don't post on that anymore? It's all Sharpside?
Yeah, so I do all my content for Sharpside. Now I'm trying to get my my pops to come back from the dead and do videos on that Sports with Facts channel. But for those that have seen his content, you'll kind of know he kind of goes at his own speed. It doesn't matter what I tell him to do. I do all my content for Sharpside. I try to come out with a weekly schedule where I do about 3 or 4 videos a week. One of them's live. So, I just try to keep the interactions up.
And on Twitter, it's at Sports with Facts, right?
Yeah, correct. At Sports with Facts.
Awesome. What are you doing over there, Max? You're too quiet, bro. He's the only kid, bro, you could bring on a show, and his back's turned towards you because he's watching the television all night. I mean, he's just a force of nature. We can't hear you. Are you muted? We can't even hear you.
Fuck, I was muted. I was muted again. Yeah, well, you know what, Jay? When you do freaking what I do from November till the beginning of April, then you can freaking kiss my ass, okay? How about you like that?
I mean, 7 days a week, 45 hours a week for 9 months.
Yeah. How about you give yourself a handy behind the dumpster, behind the fucking Value Village? Okay.
Now let me ask you this, Max.
Yeah.
Considering you're big into those, those fixed game schools, what do you do like for like March Madness, where obviously it's all creme de la creme? Do you change your approach? Do you find yourself betting games that you normally wouldn't? Like, what do you like?
No, I stay up to date on all teams in D1. I'm betting them based on spots I've picked out before the season started. And if I get a 2.5 point edge based on the line that I created and the odds makers put out the opening line, chances are I'm going to bet that game. So it doesn't really matter. I'll bet the CBI, the CIT, the NIT, and March Madness all the same and enjoy it just as much. I love college basketball.
It's very different. Like JJ, you and me are low volume, right? We probably put a little more money than the average bettor, but we're low volume. Max will bet 55 games on a college
like $100 a piece. Yeah.
He will. Yeah. I don't know how he finds
because I have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 picks. I have my edges. I have certain criteria to validate them. And then that dictates how fast I'm willing to fucking lay it. I stare at the lines for hours. I'm a line watcher.
How many bets do you think you make on the average week in college basketball, Max?
I don't know, 600 or 700.
That gives me agita, bro. I
took the first quarter under in his Golden State game, under 56.5 live.
Yeah, but Jay, I've done it for enough time that I know the ups and downs of it, and I know how to just stay away from those really bad losses. It's harder to go 5-35 than it is to go 0-3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as I've done my off-season work, the first 2.5 months of the season is just like me eating out of a fucking dish. It's just
I give you all the props in the world,
have
bro.
some more?
I just can't do it.
Yo, I'll even tell you guys right now, Merrimack, the newest team to D1, man, the odds makers are going to freaking devalue them. Ken Palms devalue them. I'm telling you, this team knows how to win, and they're going to freaking cash me some fucking plus money tickets. I think that they're going to be fucking totally mislined versus Northwestern, and I think they can beat fucking Northwestern.
Now, JJ, Max makes the majority of his money in non-conference play. Like, he crushes that first. Do you bet early in the season? Or
no, not really much at all. And again, it goes back to I really focus on college football and NFL this time of year. But then by the time I pick up college basketball, they're basically inside of their conference schedule for the most part. So that's more or less when I pick it up. I won't make a whole lot of college basketball bets. I mean, I still will. I mean, look, we all still find advantages where we can, but I won't. I'll just be following Mad Max.
Yeah,
and it will be madness. It will be.
That's what I like to hear.
You'll see my face and you'll be like, you got bags underneath your eyes. Have you slept? Like, no. It's like, fuck, man. I got fucking 12 screens going. I got to fucking watch all these games at the same time.
My hope is,
I can't remember. I got to watch them on replay.
My hope is when I pick 3 or 4 out of the 60 games that Max bets, I'm on the right ones. That's my only hope.
People also have to remember, when I played a lot of these games, I'm selling points on totals and spreads. I'm playing plus 100, minus 110 lines and better. So the juice never kills me. The juice doesn't hurt me because I'm watching the screen from when the games come onto the board, and I'm sometimes getting that closing line value, sometimes on totals 7 to 10 points. Okay, like I have no problem doubling down when that situation comes because I'm more confident in my freaking eye and my research than I'm confident in the odds makers figuring out what I see.
That's fair.
That may be fucking being a little brazen, but I don't know. It is what it is.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
And I'll say this, like in the beginning of the season, you guys can buy 5 or 6 points on a total on an under or over, and I'm telling you, you're going to cash more than 55% of the time.
I remember you buying points left and right last year.
So it's like, it's selling points.
Oh, you were selling them?
Selling them.
Wow, you're betting like pleasers.
Yeah, pretty much. So when those hit, it's just like that plus 190. It's like, oh yeah, feels good. It makes you want to fucking get back in the fucking game. And with live betting on college basketball, oh my God, the swings, the tales of two halves. Like shit, it makes me. I'm starting to sweat right now just thinking about it. But that also could be the cholesterol.
Going in. They're going in again.
The Clippers are up 14-0 on Golden State right now.
Yeah, that team total that you took at 112 is now 109.5.
I think Jay Money was dead on when he said this team is not making the playoffs. This team isn't able to stop anybody. Who's guarding the ball in the hoop?
Everybody would love to see Golden State not make the playoffs this year.
Well, they would just be right about D'Angelo Russell being a bad fit and being trade bait to try and get Giannis next summer.
That's all he is trade bait. And Draymond's hurt. His elbow's messed up. He's over flinging his arm. They're looking at it.
They just gave him $100 million, didn't they?
Yeah, he's screaming on the bench. He's in pain. He's in the locker room.
Oh, damn. That's good for your team total under, bud. So
cash that Madison rush prop over. That a boy, Rich.
Nice job. It was minus 150 juice to the under. I was looking at that. I was like, no, Max. Naughty. Dude, don't do that. Don't do it. And I didn't. Thank God. Sometimes you got to celebrate the ones you didn't bet.
They're just going to, this game's over. They're not even letting him get the ball back.
Yeah, this is the best day I think we've had for one single game.
That's awesome. What are you guys at now? Like 18-2 or even better?
I think we hit 17. And
we lost one of my bets for sure.
I'm gonna lose that Terry receiving prop or his receptions prop. He's at 4. I needed 5. He had a ball hit off his hands. Picked.
That's 2. We're gonna hit the full game under.
We're also gonna hit the Vikings lead after every quarter
at plus 450.
No. That was win every quarter.
Oh, okay.
That so then lost.
Did you count that loss?
Yeah, that's the one loss that I've contributed to.
17-2, 18-2, 19-2.
And Jay, that's a good night for me if I only contribute one loss. Listen, I'll tell anybody that fucking wants to listen. Like, I rely on my guys to get me through these times of no college basketball, you know? So ordinarily I just be spending my money. Pardon?
But you're back.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, you know? Got my notebooks. I got about 85 teams that I have ways that I would like to bet on or fade them. And obviously now I just wait for the odds to come out.
When does your next video come out, Jay?
I'm probably going to do one tonight for the college football game tomorrow, just because I like to do a Friday video for college football.
What do you like tomorrow?
I'm Colorado. I'm Colorado tomorrow. So
You're gonna ruin the man's video. Now watch it.
Yeah,
of course I'm gonna watch it. What do you mean?
Point.
Yeah,
does the best intros.
Yeah, you guys could save yourself. The 4 minutes. I typically do the videos quicker on Friday on Thursday nights for Friday.
I'm not gonna lie. The first 5 minutes, bro, when you're talking about life and like you're talking about that Dunkin' Donuts drink,
it's hilarious.
It sets me right for the day. Like I feel good about the day moving forward.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're not blowing up bathrooms by like 8:30 in the morning, I mean, you're just not living life right. Like whatever they're putting in those macchiatos at Dunkin' Donuts.
You can't say enough good things about that drink, bro.
It's changed my life. It's changed my life.
Why don't you talk about how you feel about people that drink pumpkin flavored hot drinks?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's
the hayride. The pumpkin patch was a good one too, bro.
The
pumpkin patch,
pumpkin flavored anything sucks balls. I think I don't know how anybody drinks any of that shit. I'd rather drink like an 8-ounce cup of bleach. Pumpkin anything is disgusting.
Yeah, it's so big in Jersey too.
Oh my God, it's such a Jersey thing. Like if you go to South Dakota and you're like, oh yeah, you know what? Let me get like a pumpkin coffee. They'll basically kick you in the nuts. I mean, they don't even know what that shit is out there.
Yeah.
Oh man, on my Tim Hortons credit card for this whole month, they've been trying to offer me free pumpkin lattes. I'm like, I'd rather fucking drink piss than drink fucking that.
There's only two good things that are pumpkin, and that's pumpkin pie and those little pumpkin delights that they sell at like the grocery store. Those things.
I wouldn't even go that far.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Those things are good.
I'll give you that. I don't know. I'd rather swallow a grenade personally, but I can't with the pumpkin nonsense. And it overtakes the world this time of year. Like all the spooks, like they just love it. I was at shit. What's that place in Massachusetts? The big witch town.
Salem.
Salem. I was dragged to Salem last year. Woof. I tell you what, you think people are crazy elsewhere. There was some chick like mixing potions and like selling me on the witchcraft stuff. And I'm just like, look, man, I'm just here with the wife. Like I'm out. Like this ain't for me. You're talking to the wrong person. Like I'm trying to get scores. Like I'm just here. Like I'm just don't even think I'm like a ghost. Okay. I'm not even here.
Yeah. It's amazing how all the chicks dig the haunted houses and shit. I can't be bothered with that shit.
I got enough bad juju in my life.
Amen.
You know what? You want to hear something crazy? My wife's been feeding a black cat outside the house.
Oh,
that's why.
Oh my God, she feels bad for it. I'm like, feel bad for it. I'll roundhouse kick that thing if I see it. Black cat.
Punt it right off the doorstep.
Exactly. I take it all the time. I lose more games on one yellow flag than anything. Like I don't need a black cat adding to that.
What is she? She got a ladder outside the front door too?
Oh, it's yeah. Please, it's awful. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. Big into American Horror Story, the whole bit.
Oh yeah, I like that show too. Although I don't know how I feel about this slasher one.
I heard the newest episode there just went way off the rails.
Oh really? Like good or bad? I haven't watched it.
I heard bad.
Really?
I didn't watch it.
I like off the rails though. So maybe
Max,
I should watch the show.
You are off the rails.
This morning was.
So you got a problem with that motherfucker?
The best season of American Horror Story. They ruined it with doing that.
It's I like. I mean, I got to be honest. Like, I like the show. It's not
I love all the
make fun of.
seasons.
I mean, I bust my wife's chops all the time with it, but like, I like that show. But not this recent one's kind of sucked, to be honest.
I agree. I liked all the other ones though.
You know what it is like you could tell like the show does their research, like they bring up like real things that happened based on the show. It's good in that regard. But like I said, this season, I don't know why they tried to go into like try to remake an 80s horror film. It was kind of silly.
Yeah. Do you watch Succession? Did you watch that on HBO?
No, I've heard good things about it though.
It's so good, man.
Is it? I've heard really good things about it.
It's not that good.
It's good. Shut your face. It's good.
I've watched every episode. It's not that good.
You're fucking
one son
Canadian.
is the
What do you
fucking
know
cop.
about good television, bro? Stop.
Excuse me? I've been watching HBO. I watched The Wire, Oz, Sopranos. 3 best shows. There you go. Shut your fucking Jersey.
What show are we
mouth.
talking about, Jay?
Succession. I also love Billions.
Billions is
Quality.
great. Billions
Yeah,
is great. One
Billions
of the
is
best
great.
shows ever.
Yeah, I agree. It's not as good as Billions, but it's good.
Bobby
It's good.
Axelrod has no soul though, because he has red hair. You realize
I'm
that,
waiting
right?
for the new season of Ozark to come out. That's my show.
Ozark's great too. Ozark's
love
great.
that show.
Max, you're not a fan of the Fire Crotches?
I think they have no souls. They cause you to lose
Don't
bets,
get them going, bro.
and they are the
get 'em
devil. They are the devil. Doesn't mean that if there's a beautiful one, female one, that you don't sleep with her, but you just don't give her access to your bank accounts. You don't let her take out life insurance in your name.
I
and
have
you don't
never
trust her
heard
to feed you not
somebody-
class.
I've never heard somebody so anti-redhead in my entire life.
Yeah, what's the deal? Like, were you?
I don't know.
It's got to be. It's got to be from the South Park episode.
No. I literally just do it because I thought it would be funny. Yeah, it's not an actual like I'm not discriminating against redheads. It's just like funny.
You're like I'm not discriminating against them, but they're like the worst people ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they had
yeah.
no souls. Like they could be the devil. You know, like you shouldn't invite them to dinner. Like there's a whole bunch of things that you shouldn't do with redheads, but like you should always accept them.
There's got to be at least a third of the people watching this show right now could very well be redheads. I'd like to put a redhead disclaimer out. I do not feel the same way that Max
That's just
feels
the guy
about
in the top
redheads.
right.
I am very pro redhead. I welcome everybody into the tent. Please don't stop watching this show because Max hates redheads.
Oh man, yeah. Back in the day, I used to yell whenever I was watching a TV show, saw a redhead, I'd be like, "Soulless, soulless." But I don't do that anymore. The neighbors don't like that.
You are sharp, bro.
Yeah, the neighbors don't like that. Hey, it's 11 o'clock, bro. I've been working, been up. You know. Didn't
Jay,
take a power nap.
I said to Max one night, I'm like, Max, I got to get you down to Jersey. I said, if I never met you before, I would think you were a kid from Jersey. Not
Oh
a kid.
yeah, you look like it.
Right?
Sure.
His
Yeah, no,
response,
I would want to be.
his response was, I'm not allowed to cross the border. I'm not allowed to cross the border.
I'm not. It's true. They won't allow me to. I'm
He
like,
can't
listen, I'll be
leave-
good. I
He
won't
can't leave
freaking.
Canada.
Yeah, no, I can leave Canada. I can go anywhere in the world except the United States of America.
I mean,
Isn't that
what'd
fucked up?
What'd you do?
Well, I did some stuff, but like,
Things.
yeah,
he did things.
I did some stuff, but like, they don't know all about it. No, I got some criminal charges from when I was like young. So
Oh no, I mean, hey, look, we've all been there. My dad wasn't letting Canada 14 or 15 years ago for March Madness. Whenever they had the Final Four there, when did they have the Final Four there?
I can't remember.
Either
had
way,
to be a
he
while
went
ago,
with a
right?
bunch of buddies, and they didn't let him in. And they said, "Take your dumbass friends with you."
Jesus.
Yeah, I would love to be in America because I probably wouldn't leave. I'd become an illegal, and Donald Trump would have to track me down and throw me out.
Tell you what, there's a ton of softball tournaments in America.
Oh goddamn! Don't even get me
God.
started about
Get him,
softball.
bro.
All right, here she is. Oh yeah,
Don't hurt yourself.
burrito. This is
broke-
my yeah.
He broke multiple body parts this season playing softball.
I play hard. That's what it is.
The
No,
nose, the
the
fingers.
nose wasn't my fault. This fucking cuck who couldn't throw a ball from center field to his shortstop, threw the ball to my face instead. I was running from first to second. There was no play. And I turn around to look to see where the throw is, and it was in my face.
In your eye.
Yeah.
Now you like the DeMarinas. What about I mean, look, I play a lot of softball. I just don't talk that I do. I play in about it's got to be. Well, I play in about 4 or 5 leagues a year, but I probably play over 80 games a year.
Oh, you too, Jay?
Oh yeah. Finally, someone that fucking speaks my language.
Well, every Sunday morning. That's why I can't do the live vids on Sunday morning for NFL because I have softball till like 11:30. So
Jay was getting mad at me because he's like, "You play too much softball." I'm like, "I play a softball game every night. What do you expect from me?"
Yeah, I'm like, you're killing me. I need
no,
you.
God rested on Sunday so he can play softball. It's in like the back of the Bible.
See, that's why I belong in Jersey. See, Jay, fuck you, motherfucker.
Now, do you play fall league too?
I play spring, fall, and in summer I play a co-ed. I feel like a piker playing in that league, but I play men's league in spring and fall, a co-ed in the summer, and then I usually sub for a bunch of friends, probably for an additional 8 to 10 games a year. But I'm a big torque guy. I mean, you know the brand, Jay?
Yeah.
I'm a big torque guy. To me, those bats are just made differently. Like I could. I'm not even joking. I could hit a ball easily 20 or 30 feet, and it might not seem like a lot than any other bat I've ever used before.
You're not in Essex County, are you?
I'm in Passaic.
Oh, you're right next door.
Yeah, no.
I play in the AA league. I don't know if you're aware of it. Oh, I don't know if Jay, you look at, but AA is like one of the most popular leagues in North Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got problems with co-ed teams. It's like sometimes you actually got to pay these like ladies to come out. It's like, oh yeah, I got a fucking bottle of JMO. Why don't you fucking come out and actually play the game that you're signed up for? Like that's the struggle that I have with freaking co-ed. But no, I love softball. It is literally like my escape from freaking college basketball research. And Jay hates it.
I don't mind it, but it's like when it's every day. When I'm like, Max, you ready? No, I have a softball game.
Well, you're lucky. I broke my nose and I broke fingers this year. So,
yeah,
like
you're right. I felt fortunate.
Last year I didn't break anything, but like I played on a team. The times that I was breaking bones, I was playing on teams that like I needed to put more effort in. I couldn't go stoned. I couldn't go like tired, you know. And for modified, you got to be alert because like they're coming in sending like pretty fast for a fucking softball. It's getting windmilled.
All right, the game's over. We're getting out of here. Yeah, everybody, please like and subscribe the video. If you're not a member of the channel, it's worth it. Hit the notification bell. You'll know when we're on, when Jimmy's on, Donnie's on Sundays. Jay, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, T, Max, Jay, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. Obviously, I'll come back anytime. Good luck with all your bets. Great night tonight, guys. So hopefully
Jay,
some more. Hopefully some more.
Ours.
Hopefully some more good juju for you guys, and hopefully you guys don't start feeding black cats.
No, never. So you guys could go to Sharpside YouTube channel for Jay's videos. Does it just about every day. Follow him on Twitter @SportsWithFacts. Always throwing out nuggets there. Yeah. So for Max, Tyler, me, 17 or 18 winners tonight. We crushed it. It was a great night. Had some losers, 3 or 4 probably at most, but we got the job done for you guys. And it's on to tomorrow. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7:15. So we're out. Thank you guys.
Later, fellas.
Later, guys.